mean, they put it all on the line there. Holy cow, Paul.
That was a very fun fight. Both of these teams determined to make this happen. You can see a shatter from earlier from XQCL, a menace on the Rhino.
And look again, the pressure, the bull rush that they're going to have in, especially when you catch on the Roadhog like this.
Oh, the impressive aim from the Arrey is making a lot more sense now as we see Jack at the DPS. And there she goes with the Death Blossom. Oh my goodness. Only Melody is able to escape with a shred of health. Torn to bits by this Reaper. That is another ace for Jackbird, their second of the series.
Some ideas potentially. Rusty Gold, that was a boop off the map if I'm not mistaken. I thought I saw him go off, but I didn't. It took a while for him to truly fall. Nice work there from Jasanshi. And a great start for North Mac. Some ults coming up for North Mech, but it's Harding first to the trigger. Again, that deadly combo. Kitsune Rush, Tack Visor. Oh, and it just melts the defensive team. That's already 4 down. Pick is trying to head for the hills, but it will be all 5 in the pocket of Kilo Swerve. But it's not quite enough. Where is this tire? It's needed. Are they going to try and get one more fight out of this? Can Okir survives? I mean, there's an opportunity maybe to contest. So low, though. Here comes the tire in. It would have to get absolutely everybody. Oh my God! Gets 3! XQCL, though, running over the rest of this fight. Back and forth we go here to start us off.
I like it. I like it. I like the fight. He's just did it. The Hanzo bails out. I love it. The hide and seek there. Good Lord. I thought that Doomfister was the most aggressive Doomfist that I've seen. Nuh-uh. The cheeses have got them completely lined out. I mean, look at this combo. This is the Chicken Little, by the way. Get done there. Takes the 1-0 lead. Kilo Swerve, though, absolutely filth with this Jedi. This is the 3-piece. This is where they were up on the high ground. Yeah, and I mean, they had hooked in the Ana, and I mean, it was just Dunsky from there.
And Harding were down in that fight. Fortunately for JP Knapp, they managed to find Still Red Snack and get the source of healing out of there. Large sustain now absent, and with that, JP Knapp trying to see if they can close things out with his whole hog. Takes down Beast Guy out of the corner. A lot of low health bars, 2 off the side, including the Death Blossom from the Melody.
West Craven are holding strong.
Whoa, my God, 3K coming through. Are they going to be able to in the last seconds? They do, they touched the hook.
Oh my God, the hook saving it there. No, it didn't save it. No, they got it. The touch, it actually went through. Kajukabuka, you are unbelievable.
Back at a clean and quick 3-0 win, and the McLovin play of the game steals it from Hatsu. You gotta love to see this.
Oh, I'm always down for a good Baptiste play of the game. Makes me smile, makes me smile. Oh my goodness, lethal. Quick. Absolutely.
Lovely stuff from Myers Park. Vampiro, as long as he's able to survive, is getting so much done in these fights. And I mean, okay, well, I mean, Vampiro's done, so maybe not so much now. And there's another beautiful Blossom. Oh my word, springtime in October.
Ace. And is still able to hang out on this front line, but you can't DM that primary fire from Ghost. That primary fire has been buffed to the heavens, and that May is oh so dangerous. A good wall, and this Junkrat's in trouble. The DM to eat the Mayhem mines as well.
I mean, fantastic work out of Ghost here. This DPS player has been really shining, either on the Pharah or now on this May. They've got another Blizzard. I mean, it seems like every other fight, they've got a Blizzard ready to go.
Ghost has been doing insane work on this May. I mean, they buffed the damage of that primary fire, but the ultimate charge rate's still the same. So Blizzards are coming online wicked fast if you're able to put in this amount of work. 20 seconds to go.
Well, I mean, the tire ready to go. They know that the immortality barrier is not there, so it's going to be huge. There is the...
It's been a phenomenal week of action here for the debut of this season of VESL Overwatch. It's myself, Possible, and Chef Billy, bringing you the final day for our first week. Today, Billy, we get to figure out who qualifies for the next step.
I know, regionals coming up in January. Later on, there's going to be a LAN. They're going to be face-to-face facing off. But you know what? We got a lot to get through tonight. You guys just had a chance to see some highlights from the first 3 days of action. So, Paul, I mean, we got no time to waste here. We're going to go ahead and look at the bracket where we are sitting at right now. and we'll see what's coming up here down the line.
Yeah, we got a ton of phenomenal games. This is going to be where we're starting off, folks. Providence A and NC Virtual. Yesterday we saw a bit of NC Virtual here on the A stream while you were over having fun with Bull Skunk on the B stream, Billy. NC Virtual did a phenomenal job taking down Geringer, and I'm excited to see how this game against Providence, one of those seed ones coming into the bracket stage, plays out.
Yeah, I mean they had a nice little rest, didn't they? So I mean, also a chance to scout. I think that's the thing for these first seeds that came through all these groups, is that they had an extra bit of scouting chance to look at. So they know what they're up against here, and I think this is going to really play into these one seeds. But we saw a lot of underdogs come from behind yesterday. At least on mine and Bull Skunk's stream. There is a lot of underdog stories that came through today, so hopefully we get to continue that.
So you guys got the close matches. LaFawn and I were wondering where all of them were. No, we got mostly 3-1s, or mostly 3-0s on our stream over on A. Today I'm hoping for something a little bit more spicy. Of course, Providence A and NC Virtual isn't the only game we're going to be taking a look at. Let's take a look at the full schedule for today. We got 8 phenomenal games that we're going to be checking in with, 3 every hour, folks. So it's going to be a very exciting time. Of course, Providence A and NC Virtual, but also Panther Creek versus WYMLA, and then Mallard Creek versus Sun Valley. That's our first block of games.
Yep, and I got a chance to see Wake Academy yesterday. They looked pretty darn strong. They had a 3-1 victory in their first bracket game. Then you and I casted Panther Creek versus Green Hope early on day 1, and Panther Creek looking oh so scary. Did drop some maps though, so you know they're kind of tested coming in here. You know they don't have that clean 3-0 sweep streak coming into this, so I'm really excited to see what they have up their sleeve up against Wake.
Yeah, a bunch of exciting games. But let's double back to our primary one, Providence A and NC Virtual, and take a look at the rosters here. I'm personally very excited to see Providence A. We only got a little bit of them on stream, or at least on the A stream. I don't know if you guys got to check in with them. No, they were a first seed, so they didn't play yesterday. Yeah, no. So I'm excited to see more of this team. Zolix especially was extremely impressive to me.
I really like Kaloran.
Yeah,
the adaptability in the tank department really did show up big for their team and taking a lot of space. They showed a lot of Ramatra. Also had that Sigma when they needed it the most. So there's a lot here. There's a lot going on here for Providence. I'm really excited to see what they bring up against NC Virtual Academy. We'll take a look at their roster next.
Yeah, NC Virtual were very dominant yesterday. Social, especially in the tank role. Was just a nut. Frankly, just a nut. I also liked Frozen Edge Low, which LaFawn and I assumed is supposed to be Frozen Edge Lord. This team was nigh unbeatable yesterday. And no surprises that they make it to this stage, but they're going to have to beat Providence to play further into those regionals.
I mean, we're getting the best of the best here. That's the big thing. And we're already into the game here. We're going to start out here on Busan. This is Sanctuary. And early social coming out.
Yeah,
you said it. And there's a 3K. Holy cow. Yeah,
no, social is just a nut. I'm excited for this matchup too, because we have 2 tank players who really like to play the Ramatra. We haven't gotten a lot of Ramatra head-to-heads here in our first week. We've had so many different diverse sets of strategies. It's been pretty rare that we get tank mirror matchups.
I mean, I love it. I mean, if you can get Annihilation versus Annihilation, I mean, the big difference is that NC Virtual is running the Ana and the Sombra. So there's a lot of ability here for NC Virtual to actually hold and maintain this point.
Already NC Virtual passing the percentage Providence gained in that very first fight. I love where they've set up too. I mean, it's going to be difficult for Providence to assail this position over by the high ground drum. Because what you have to do is you have to go all the way around to the other side to have cover, and then you have to siege the objective, and then you have to try and move all the way forward into the drum and evict those supports. So it's just such a long rotation, and NC Virtual already doing great with it. I mean, the Annihilation is out. Mailbox is going to be surviving thanks to the Coalescence, at least for a moment. Social not able to lock that one down, and with the Annihilation and the Sound Barrier both expiring, NC Virtual have used most of their tools.
I mean, this is a great artillery strike taking out Mailbox. They are so close to getting that Death Blossom up, and I mean, now we're going to see what Ulysses can do, and Saturn is absolutely pumping the damage in.
2 down for Providence. I'm hoping they just go for kind of a quick reset. They might get one more fight if they all decide to die right now.
I mean, throwing hands here is Social once again, just maintaining the space, really understanding that they need to take the space and not allow Caloran to walk on top of them. I mean, Caloran, they do have their annihilation up. Social 50% and counting. The big thing right now is Dr. Allstrange has this EMP, and what a great manual hack.
Mailbox already down. EMP doesn't have to be used as of yet. Now the overclock's out. I'm thinking that EMP is probably going to be necessary. NC Virtual holding on to it for the moment. Social's getting low, though, and now the Annihilation thrown the other way. Okay, NC Virtual, I guess they decide they want to keep that EMP to try and come back in. I mean, that is 3 ults used by Providence.
I mean, they did have that Blossom, so I mean, that's great. We'll see what the 83 can bring in with the Coalescence, generating that very quickly. But I mean, nailing, if you do even get up to that Coalescence, a manual hack takes you out of it, EMP takes you out of it. So, I mean, there's a lot on the board here for Virtual to retake this point. They just got to get themselves on the point first.
Genzo getting in. That's bold. All right. A couple hit there by the EMP, but not much follow-up to be spoken of. It's not enough to hit the EMP these days. It is enough to hit the Death Blossom, though. That is quite a bit of damage in a Nemesis form. Actually keeping Caloran alive, too. NC Virtual, they had a solid lead, but they're running out of time to pull this back.
They really are. I think Ulysses right now needs to get this nano up, and we get a nanolation going through. I think that will absolutely destroy this comp against Providence as they look to regain the point. Oh, man, NC Virtual, they're really up against it here, Ball.
The good news for NC Virtual is that Providence are pretty much out of ults except for the upcoming Coalescence. And a sound barrier is generally thought to be a little bit more potent than that one. Here comes that Annihilation. A sound barrier to boot. Does it actually catch Ulysses? So Ulysses so low just throws the Annihilation, or the nano onto the Annihilation. I mean, that works regardless of, yeah, Ulysses going down here. That'll be more than enough most likely. Although Zolix with a couple. Artillery strike just laid at his own feet, but Saturn's not going to survive that one. You can't go into that form right in front of a Nemesis form Ramatra. Caloran and Social, really the only ones left, dueling it out on the objective. Caloran playing beautifully around the shields and cover. Bit of a health advantage right now, and the support is back too. Social falls. And I mean, that's it. I don't even think anyone touches here.
I mean, you might get the Lucio toucher unless the focus fire is good. Nope. That's going to do it.
Nice.
Holy cow. That's a great flip from Providence. I mean, at 33% and counting, they really weathered the storm of NC Virtual, especially with the sound barrier advantage and the nanolation. I mean, they completely devalue it. They only get 1 kill off of that nanolation. So for Providence, I mean, they really stuck to their guns and really managed to marshal their resources. And I think having the Kiriko there really did save Caloran's rear end, because the Swift Step gets there, you throw the Suzu, you get the healing Afia on them, and really does stabilize that fight, and that's it.
Yeah, the tiniest bit of desync on the Annihilation going before the Nano was actually available. I think you could have gotten a little bit more out of that combo. Either way, though, NC Virtual are going to have another chance. They'll come right back into this now as we move to downtown. No comp swaps from either side.
Mailbox went over to a Bastion.
Oh, you're right. Mailbox was on the Reaper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm just so used to seeing the Bastion at this point. I anticipate it. Oof, didn't anticipate Social to drop like a fly, though. He just gets rolled over.
Oh, yeah, that was a massive roll coming in from them. And I mean, Providence is going to take first control of this point. Look at this forward positioning from Mailbox, trying to catch the sight lines and maybe catching Dr. Allstrange on that Sombra, kind of flitting around here. They get back into their invis form. They really do need to be peppering the back line. I think that with the new Sombra rework, you know, hitting the hack plus the virus, that's 100 or 200 damage in 1 second.
Really early Nemesis form there from Social, just to approach the objective. Now you don't have enough to actually push forward onto it. Suzu used pretty early by Master Tino as well. I'm not sure there was a tangible threat, but at least there's tons of damage. Although now with Mailbox down, it's hard to follow up on that damage already going through. A second round of the Nemesis form for Social, but oh no, it's Caloran who's going to town with that. already running over the back line. This is what I love about Caloran and a lot of the Ramachas that we've seen this week. You know, a lot of times when we get a tank mirror, it's all about the ego. It's all about the head-to-head. But these tanks, these Ramachas go straight for the back line.
I love it. I love it. I mean, just completely ignore each other and go for the supports. That's working your way from back to front. And I love the lethality that Caloran has. And you know what? Who else is very lethal here is the 83. Frontlining Moira here and having a lot of fun doing it to boot.
We saw some deadly Moira play yesterday. Excited to see if the 83 can keep that up all day. Oof. Yeah, even the biotic grenade, not enough to keep Jaw Strange up there. I mean, now with the artillery strike and 2 picks coming out of it, surely you try and reset for one more fight here.
I mean, you have to. And I mean, look at that. Just throwing hands once again. Caloran getting over aggressive, going in 82% and counting. You are going to have the you're going to have to be going into this Kitsune rush as well. Oh my word, there is a ton that Providence can throw to maintain this point.
NC Virtual still don't have the EMP to boot either. Tac Visor comes out for Saturn, has to find something, managed to get one, but Annihilation, Coalescence, that keeps everybody else healthy, and Kitsune Rush. I mean, there's just so much. Providence dump everything they've been saving onto the entire round. And that's done and dusted. Map 1 over. Providence already off to a good start.
I mean, this is fantastic work from them, and I didn't get a chance to see Providence, so I think we did see them day 1, if I remember.
Yeah, tiny bit, yeah.
But I mean, Caloran really showing up here in a winning effort here from Providence. I mean, just absolutely storming and getting the job done. That is fantastic work from them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what map 2 is going to look like for this match in particular, because what we've seen a lot this week from most of the VESL teams is like, oh, what we're running isn't working. Let's just switch everything. Let's go to all new heroes all across the board. But I don't know if that's actually going to be the name of the game here for NC Social. Or for NC Virtual, rather. I was thinking of Social and NC Virtual. So I'm wondering what the adjustment is going to be, because we've talked a little bit, Billy, about there's generally 2 types of adjustments. There's compositional ones where you just change your hero, and then there's more of those like subtle, nuanced, stylistic ones. So is like Social going to peel back, hold on to the Nemesis form a little bit longer, and look to punish Caloran, or maybe we just get those full comp swaps?
I mean, the one thing that I think that really they could have benefited from was a little bit of verticality. Everything was very linear, very on the point. Even with Dr. Allstrange on the Sombra and being so mobile and being able to get into the back line, you didn't see the ult generation that you normally see from a Sombra. So I think that, maybe bring a little bit of verticality, maybe an Echo, maybe a Pharmacy combo. There's lots out there that you can throw into this, especially with a Ramatra. Ramatra hates playing against Pharah.
Yeah, that's very true. There's not much Ramatra can do against Pharah, which you would think, like, there. What is it called? The Ravenous Vortex? Yep. I always want to say Ravenous Void, but it's Vortex, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. The Ravenous Vortex is supposed to pull aerial units down, but it doesn't actually get up high enough to deal with Pharah. It doesn't actually have that sort of suction power that it claims to a lot of the time. So it can struggle with that one. I do believe that we are going to be heading into our second match soon. Yep, here it is. Sun Valley versus Mallard Creek.
I have not had a chance to see any of these teams, so this is a completely new set of 10 students here from these 2 teams. I saw Sun Valley B yesterday on the B stream, but this team I have not had a chance to see.
I haven't seen Mallard Creek, but Sun Valley A yesterday, Light was a menace. Light was absolutely insane for this team. Although, that being said, hard to do much against a Pharah as a Reaper. And Kirito dominating fight number... Well, I say fight number 1. That's 91% for Sun Valley.
I mean, Mallard Creek going over to a Wrecking Ball, so they're looking for a little backline disruption here. And I think this will help with truly Envyu and Kirito with these pile drivers that come in. You give them that stun, you give them the pile driver, and get them up in the air, and it just becomes shooting gallery for that Pharah. So I mean, lots to deal with here. Pog, though, has this Terra Surge ready to go, just needs to get on top of it.
I mean, it's just waltzing into the back line, too. I was surprised didn't use the Terra Surge there. Instead, catches the Mercy. The Tack Visor. Oh, so well done. That's a combo you don't think of a lot of the time. Tack Visor, Terra Surge, right? Normally you think of like Captain Sun or like EMP, like those other big AoE alts that benefit. But Tack Visor actually benefits quite a bit from the Terra Surge, too. And it benefits enough to get Sun Valley the first round.
That's absolutely perfectly played from Sun Valley. I mean, they knew that they had the win condition in their belt. I mean, like I said, I have never seen that personal combo. I saw one yesterday though. We called it Chicken Little. So it's the sky is falling. It's an artillery strike followed by a meteor strike. We had another Doomfist one trick on our stream yesterday. Chicken Little is the name of the combo. I think killed Scum.
It's just artillery strike +1. There's like you just get an extra artillery strike that sends in your Doomfist.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
It was fantastic. I loved it. But I mean, seriously.
We'll workshop the name.
Oh boy, we also called it Skyfall. That was another one that we called it. But Pog, switching over to the Sigma here. I like it, and especially when you're going up against this Orisa switch now from Genji. You know what? You've got a lot of staying power here for Sun Valley, and you've got a better kit, I think, than the Orisa brings.
There is some potential for knockoffs here. Those environmental eliminations with both the energy javelin and the javelin spin. But first, you have to actually get up to the objective and threaten that. Right now, Mallard Creek struggling to approach. Kirito taking a ton of damage early. That Baptiste is good at, keeping Mallard Creek in this fight, but the first cap's already gone over to Sun Valley. So Mallard Creek, the longer they take to siege this objective, the worse it's going to be for their chances. Finally, they're onto the point. Here comes that javelin spin and the energy javelin. Oh, and also a little sound wave there from Phoenix Fire. Will there be follow-up from Sun Valley afterward? No, does not seem so. Mallard Creek, do a good job.
They do a good job. I had the javelin spin and then the energy javelin going after that. I mean, just so much to really pressure Pog. They just walk past the experimental barrier and get the job done. I really like that Kirito is on this Genji because you have that backline pressure. You can get the dash in, just start harassing the backline. You saw it happen, and then Phoenix Fire comes through and just says, you know what? I'll take these environmental kills, give you the POG.
I mean, because of those environmentals, Phoenix Fire actually already has the sound barrier, which is huge for Mallard Creek. They invested and it only hits 2. So maybe not as huge as it could have been, but still enough for Kirito to get the job done in this particular fight. Pog is trying to do what he can, but I think 40 energy going to struggle to 2v5 alongside Light.
I mean, if you can get out with this charge, though, I think that you consider that a win. But I mean, Kirito is absolutely on the hunt here, and so is truly NVU.
Actually,
and,
wait, but they don't get the elimination, so no. It's just more charge for Pog.
I mean, these right clicks are starting to land with some pretty good accuracy, Paul. So, I mean, we should have a Graviton Surge up here very shortly. I mean, look at this Light trying to make his way around, just getting blitzed on.
Oh, Phoenix Fire! Oh my word, not more environmentals. That's just insane. Captive Sun invested still. Sun Valley are trying to turn this. Light gets one more. Can Pog survive? No, Kirito shuts that down. Oh, a chance there was, but not to be.
Nope, I mean, that's a great bit of pursuit there from Kirito and getting the dash through and getting 3 in that fight. So, I mean, you've got Blade and the Terra Surge. Let's see if they got their own wombo combo. Maybe Terra Surge into a Blade. Hello? That might be something new.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That one's deadly. Or you can just win and prevent them from touching. That also works.
They were going to be dead anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that was 4 really nasty ults that were just unleashed by Mallard Creek. They're like, oh, okay, well, guess we didn't need these.
Okay, so I mean, does Pog stay on the Zarya here? Do you go back to the Orisa? I mean, you won on well with the Orisa. Why not go back to the stable and bring out the battle cattle and really bring this to light? Not really withstanding there. I did not mean to make that pun, but I did. But I mean, we're looking at Tanuki over to the Kirito. or to the Kiriko. So, I mean, you know, what is your real purpose here other than Swift Step being able to get to your tank? You know, a little bit of mid to long range healing with the Afida. Really, you're playing for Kitsune Rush. You're trying to get that so you can get Pog up to a Graviton Surge in a hurry.
There is some room for Tanuki, if Light finds like an isolated pick, for Tanuki to Swift Step in and help Light take that down. I wonder if Tanuki will actually decide to get that aggressive, though. We do see Kiriko's doing that, usually alongside like a Tracer, but it works with any flanker, in, you know, technically. First thing first, though, Sun Valley have to find a way to approach. Ooh, okay, I thought that was a person for a second, but no, it was just the turret. It's fine, it's fine. Nice elimination there. On to truly envy you, too. If you can keep Pog up, Sun Valley, you got a good chance. And Immortality Field is just what the Zarya ordered. Such high charge for the Zarya. And I like this starting on the Zarya here. I think last map it was a little bit tough because you started on the Sigma and you don't have a ton of time on control to make those compositional swaps. But beginning on the Zarya, already halfway to a Graviton Surge, this is a recipe for success.
Yep, and I like that they're being aggressive. They're not, you know, playing passively here. And I mean, yeah, we should see Kirito go down here. I mean, nice escape. Does he have the dash? He does. Oh, I don't think he needs it to get out, but seriously, like Light versus Kirito is going to be something that we're honing in on because I love a good Genji v Genji battle.
Oh yeah, I mean that's one of the oldest in the books, right? It's like Genji v Genji, Widow v Widow, Tracer v Tracer. Those are our marquee head-to-heads a lot of the time. Light already getting a pretty good start to it as well. Gonna have the blade sooner rather than later. I'd love to see this blade comboed with the projected barriers. I want to see Pog enabling Light to succeed with this Dragon Blade. Sound Barrier is gonna make that tricky, so Sun Valley need a way to survive for the moment, but Balls Die already down. And Tanuki even throwing in the Kitsune Rush. It's not enough. Light with the late blade carves up two. Hold on. Will it actually be enough? Kitsune Rush helps the blade dice and slice and ruin Mallard Creek.
What a Gensu there from Light. Holy cow. That late Kitsune Rush absolutely enabling that. Oh man, that's a fantastic response there to the pressure that was coming in. Kirito is really starting to turn that fight around.
Man, Sun Valley now, they have used two of their best ults. But still coming up. I mean, Graviton Surge Molten Core is actually deadly, and the Amp Matrix too. A lot of ways to finish that off potentially. Once again, though, not an ideal start for Sun Valley. Here comes that grab, but no combo actually available to start it off. Now the Molten Core is lobbed in and does get one as Vader falls. Dragon Blade out for Kirito, but doesn't have any assistance for it. And with 100 charge on Pog and just enough healing, it seems, for the moment. Gets a cover, just barely there, and manages to survive. Oh, but the supports don't get back in time. I thought Tanuki was going to be able to Swift Step there, but not the case, and the flip does come through.
I mean, but it's going to have to be perfect from here on out for Mallard Creek, and they just emptied their entire war chest. The closest right now is Phoenix Fire with 55 towards the Sound Barrier. Amp Matrix ready to go for Sun Valley, 20% to go for Light on this next blade.
Amp Matrix is a good way to get to the blade. Mallard Creek going over to the Diva now as well. There's that Amp Matrix. I mean, a lot of it is eaten up by the Defense Matrix, so good work from OMG Genji. Ooh, Truly Envy You still falling early, though. That's not the start that Mallard Creek needed at all to try and convert this into at least a winnable map. Not much charge for Pog here, so struggling to actually finish off Kirito. At least that's something. But with Balls Die up going down and the charge coming in from Mallard Creek, it feels pretty good for them.
Yep, I mean, I think you just disengage here. You save the blade, and you move on, and you get this Kitsune Rush. We saw what happened last time we had a Kitsune Rush with the blade.
Sun Valley running out of time. One more real fight here to try and turn this fight into a winner. What is the angle of approach? I mean, Kitsune Rush into Blade. I mean, that was the combo that really came up clutch for Sun Valley earlier, but Sound Barrier available for Phoenix Fire makes it a bit more tricky. Sun Valley, they're running out of time. They have to go. There's the Sound Barrier. Answer to the Kitsune Rush, but Light hasn't popped the blade just yet. Self-destruct lobbed overhead, doesn't catch much of anything. Now the DPS are all popping their ults. Light doing a good job, but it's not enough. Only the one pick out of that. And with just Pog standing, Mallard Creek have managed to come back on Ruins, and they'll take map 1.
I mean, it was 22 to 99, and they flipped it around. So 78% garnered there from Mallard Creek. The self-destruct really did deny their full push onto that point. I think that they popped that Kitsune Rush just a second or two too early. But man, I mean, if this is any level of what we're going to see right now, Paul, this is going to be a fantastic series as we check in and out on it.
I mean, a strong start here. I'm really liking how Kirito is playing thus far. I mean, other than just getting the play of the game, I think definitely a standout player. Now we're jumping in to the Pine Forest versus Wake leadership game. And it seems like Doomfisted is once again doing Doomfisted things. But, okay, it's not a super clear cut. The other team's fighting back.
I mean, Doomfisted, we remember seeing him on day one. And, well, I mean, Tower, Arctica, Juvia, Vikesta. I mean, we've seen them get the work done. That's actually a good Deadman trigger onto the Brigitte there. So, I mean, there's options here. You're looking at a self-destruct. That's going to be early.
Self-destruct lobbed in. I mean, there's a lot of cover down in that corridor, too, so I don't quite agree with that. Doomfisted into the back with that Meteor Strike, already getting rid of one. The Kitsune Rush doesn't make it difficult to step up, but Doomfisted soaks so much damage with that power block, and now Panther Creek are unafraid to siege forward. I mean, without the Kitsune Rush, without extra supports, Wake leadership fall over.
Yeah, but I mean, what a great empowered punch going in there from Doomfist taking the Diva out of the mech. So at 65%, they get the flip, and they are looking very, very sturdy here going into what could be the last fight. Doomfist is under some serious duress, though. Needs to get the healing up in a hurry. We know how good they are at escaping.
Panther Creek. All they really need to do is survive for a while. There goes Juvia. So, surviving for a while doesn't really look very possible. One support already down. 99% at least for Panther Creek. And Cloud does get eliminated here, but Wake leadership just have too much right now. Doomfisted isn't going to be able to get this done on his own. So the flip does come through. Panther Creek, though, they'll have a lot of ults for this last fight.
And Arctica saying that he trolled. Oh, boy, but it's a 4 ultimate fight coming in here for Panther Creek, plus the upcoming Valkyrie. I mean, Chakotay, what do you have? We saw a couple of massive self-destruction yesterday.
No, I don't think there's any way out of this one. I mean, there's just too much available. Kitsune Rush again. I mean, Superback Kid did get up to that very quickly, but I don't think Kitsune Rush beats 5 ults. It's not quite that strong of an ultimate. So everything lobbed in by Panther Creek, and they'll take their first map.
Yep, I mean, that is par for the course here for this Panther Creek team. Did not drop very many maps along the way. I don't think they dropped any maps, as a matter of fact. I think they were clean all the way through. So, 7 maps in a row, and now make it 8. Swag Check getting it done on the Bastion. The artillery strike absolutely massive there, and takes down the Tire to boot.
Very interesting stuff for our first map on all of our 3 games that we'll be keeping an eye on for our 6 o'clock block of games. I think it's gonna be hard to take down Panther Creek. Is probably my opinion when it comes to them versus Wake leadership there. I really think Doomfisted is a nightmare to try and deal with. We haven't seen anyone who's really been able to even contest Doomfisted yet. I mean, the guy's account is literally named the character, right? Like, this is probably pretty good at it, and yeah, it turns out that is in fact the case.
I mean, Zebra would be proud. I think Z would be very proud of this gamer. But, I mean, looking at the other matchups, Mallard Creek, Sun Valley, I mean, I think that's going to be a very close matchup. I think Providence A versus NC Virtual is also going to be very close. So I think if there's like one outlier, I think it is going to be this Panther Creek versus Wake because it was 3-1 yesterday, Wake winning. So, as far as the steamroll and the continued confidence moving forward, Wake's really got to pull it back, and they've got to figure out how to shut down Doomfisted.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get to see Wake leadership on the B stream at all yesterday?
We did. We actually got a chance to see them. So, I mean, there's a lot of components. They did a lot of adaptations to compositions coming into them. So they definitely have They definitely have the compositional know-how. They got the game sense to be able to figure out, hey, this is not working. Let's go ahead and shuffle this in and see if it sticks against the wall.
Oh, wow. It seems we are on map 3 for our primary game.
Wow.
Providence and NC Virtual. Providence are putting this away. We thought this game was going to be close, but I don't think map 2 was that close if they finished so quickly. Oh my, Providence already off to a good start here on New Junk City too. One already down, Social falling, and this is looking pretty clear cut in the first fight.
I mean, what a fantastic first fight there. And I mean, Collar, and once again, getting the work done. Bye-bye, Moira. Oh boy, Marvel goes down in a heap. So I mean, that's going to be a lot of progress here towards this first flashpoint of Arena. And we'll just depend on which way we're going to be able to go here.
NC Virtual not running the loose. I've been saying it all week. I really think on Flashpoint, more teams would benefit from running a Lucio than not, right? You get like an extra fight out of it per objective a lot of the time, but I acquiesce. NC Virtual, they're going to try and make this fight work regardless, although it's just eating damage on the way in here, and Saturn doesn't have nearly as good of an angle as Mailbox does. Mailbox just has to point toward that choke and hold the trigger with the assault configuration, whereas Saturn really has to try and thread the needle to get much done. Is thinking about going up to the high ground and taking a 1v1 with Zolix. I like that idea, but Social has fallen, and Saturn, I think, is just a bit too late to make this play happen. Now the rest of NC Virtual getting pushed on as well. I mean, our trade's not half bad, but the shield's still up does benefit Providence pretty heavily. And if they needed to, they could throw ults in. Yeah, they won't need to. It's just the first point to them.
Okay, so Social swapping over to the Diva, and now we're seeing Dr. Allstrange going to the Soldier. So spot healing, mobility, consistent damage. Looking here from NC Virtual, they're trying to change up the composition ever so slightly. I think that you play for a nano tac visor here if you're NC Virtual. The big problem is how do you get on the point, because the DM does not last forever.
Well, and also, not only that, Social's been demexed, so while this fight is likely going Providence's way, playing for a nano visor is all good in theory, right? But the problem is you're desynced on your nano visor, and you're just getting blown apart by the artillery strike too. I mean, Providence are not giving opportunities to NC Virtual.
No, I mean, they're absolutely dictating the terms of this matchup. And NC Virtual, I mean, hogs to them to getting to this far, but they may have run into a juggernaut.
I like the little collegiate spray there. Keep in mind, any collegiate scouts may be watching. These are all high schoolers. You guys could have these players on your team. Fantastic minds such as Caloran, Mailbox, any of them throughout this lobby would be worth looking at in closer detail. Providence, though, they're the ones with the ults. They're the ones with the primary positioning, too. And they've already taken out Saturn. Big damage threat down. I'd like to see NC Virtual just try and go for a soft reset.
I mean, they do have it available to that. I mean, with the Social still in their mag. This is good. That's a big annihilation.
Caloran way goes too far forward there, though. I mean, annihilation past the choke point. NC Virtual do a phenomenal job of kiting back, and Providence, I was saying they're not giving any room over to NC Virtual. For the first time, they kind of did.
They did. I think that may have been a tactical cheat there for him. But Social cleaning up the fight on the back end.
I mean, the good news is Caloran did trade Annihilation for 3 ults.
Worth, absolutely. Now you're looking at, attack visor and the self-destruct here for NC Virtual, so they do have some tools to repel Providence on their approach.
Providence have some time to make this work. They can set Zolix here up on the high ground. That overclock is going to be a nasty threat to NC Virtual. Instead, escorting him around the side, does Providence look a little bit eeky on where they want to try and collect from? Ooh, that was a nice disruption field. That's a ton of damage already, and a railgun shot beautifully placed. The self-destruct almost catches a couple, but just barely they get to cover. Now the Coalescence is out for the 83, and I don't think NC Virtual are left with much feet to stand on. A second point's going to be going over to Providence, and they only need 1 more to win the series.
I mean, what a great turn there from Providence. They, engage, taking down the big source of damage there oh gosh, who did they take out first? They took out Saturn first, so on the Bastion, they try to come back on the Kid or on the Sojourn. So now, I mean, you've got that, mid-range damage. You've got the disruption field available, to get a little bit of extra spam damage on the sides. But, I mean, for them, they've really got to build up this coalescence fast. And they need to start hitting some bio nades as well, because I really haven't seen anybody go purple on Providence.
NC Virtual, not much more room for error. Not really any more second chances for them. Has to be this objective to turn things around if they want a chance at qualifying for the next stage of VESL Overwatch. Here comes the artillery strike too. I mean, that'll clear out the objective at the very least. Oh, mailbox getting a little lost there, but yeah, the hole in the middle of the objective playing mind tricks there. Some damage splashed in, and Dr. Allstrange already down. A desperate nano onto social, and a nice shot from Saturn to get rid of mailbox. NC Virtual not out of this just yet. Trading Moira's too, but now NC Virtual are left without a support. Providence, they have to cover Master Tino here, but if they do, they're good to keep percentage going.
I mean, yeah, they do, but they've got Annihilation ready to go. Big sweep comes Surasa. Now you could probably hit that Annihilation if you really wanted to go in.
Ooh. Master Tino does get the Kitsune Rush off before dying. So Providence still very threatening in this fight, and that Annihilation still available, as you said, but I don't even think it's necessary. Hold that for the last fight, where NC Virtual will have to lob themselves at the objective and straight into your Annihilation.
Yep, I think that maybe a missed opportunity there, but 83 actually getting the skill orb against them and taking the Baby Diva out as well, so I mean, trade for trade there. You love
it. The skill orb giveth, the skill orb taketh away.
Caloran has another Annihilation already? We just saw him use it.
No, he didn't use it last fight. Just the Nemesis form. Okay. Now it's the Annihilation. And Decimation. Already one down. Self-destruct over the top. But all this damage. Caloran just avoids the self-destruct perfectly. And there's no way to keep this going. NC Virtual, a valiant effort, but Providence will not be denied.
Good Lord. I mean, this is a very, very scary team. And look at that. We were noticing this yesterday in some of the match chats, what great sportsmanship these teams have towards each other. Gingerbeard there saying good luck at LAN. I mean, yeah, we love to see it. We love to see the camaraderie. We love to see the sportsmanship coming through. These students are everything that we could have possibly wanted, and Mailbox is absolutely
okay. Why does the 83 get that play in the game? That was all Mailbox. Okay, sure. Why not? All right. We're going to cycle back over to Mallard Creek versus Sun Valley, folks. Seems like Mallard Creek are keeping the good times going. They've already capped the first objective. They've nearly gotten the second as well, but not much time left for them.
I mean, good kill there on the Baby Diva. They get the DMAC and they get the res there for Vader, so that's a little off the table for now. But they've got a lot of tools here to kind of maintain top of tunnel, especially with this amp matrix ready to go. They can really stop the assault that is about to come in on them. 1:15 on the clock, so not a lot of time to get to point B.
Yeah, no, Mallard Creek, they basically have one last good fight here, so they need to set up for it perfectly. A lot of aggressive tools. I mean, Amp Matrix Tac Visor is deadly if you can find the right angle for it. Sun Valley, they need to be very careful of Truly Envy You here. Ooh, that's a nice little Gracie. That's a high up barrage and completely punished. Light doesn't even flinch as those rockets rain down from above. Now Truly Envy You trying to get something done. The Rampage does whiff too, so Sun Valley not getting much out of their own aggressive tool, but still have a couple support ults left in the bank if they need them. Truly Envy You, once that biotic field is done, how do you contest Pog at close range? It's going to be very tricky to dance with that Junker Queen. Yeah, no, she's already taken down your tank, and here comes Light's Tac Visor too. An excellent defense from Sun Valley, as they will hold strong. I doubt there will be a touch.
I don't think there will be. I mean, so it'll end up 1.13 meters here. We do have I thought I saw Light coming back on the Arquidico coming over on the Genji now. So there might be a chance to touch there with a couple of deflects. They might be able to get their resources back to them.
Ooh, nice deflect there too. Vader accidentally just laying the assault configuration into the deflect. Light dealing a lot of damage though. I mean, this Amp Matrix is nigh unkillable, especially with the pocket from the Valkyrie. Amp Matrix falls, but there should be enough damage from Sun Valley to stop this here and now. Already one down, make it two, and there we go. Mallard Creek's push comes to an end. not terribly deep into the map.
Nope. I mean, there's definitely room here for Sun Valley to be able to turn this around. Mallard Creek, 1.13 meters from taking point B. So, I mean, depending on what we see defensively out of Mallard Creek, it might be in Sun Valley's favor to get really aggressive on the first fight, see if they can at least take out a support. I think if they work from back to front here, I think they really do get the advantage here. And we saw that. We saw Light really not only marking the Pharah, but also marking the Mercy pocket as well. We saw them get a couple of times there in the last couple of minutes where they go after the Pharah, and then they basically camp the res. And I mean, the Helix rocket accuracy coming out of Vader there was actually kind of disgusting.
Good defense from Sun Valley, as they would very much like to tie up this series. I'd like for them to tie up this series, just so that we don't get more 3-0s here on the A stream. Like to break that curse from yesterday. Mallard Creek moving over. I'd really like if they move over to the Zarya to defend here. Oh wait, they're defending. Yeah, they are on the Zarya. I really enjoy this. I think it's a much better close range answer to the Junker Queen than the Diva is. I don't think Diva has much into the Junker Queen matchup.
No, not at all. And I mean, especially with the projected barrier, you can really make sure that your backline can be protected from any kind of nasty rotation that comes through from Sun Valley. Speaking of, they may decide to use the commanding shot to get on the point in a hurry.
Yeah, no, Sun Valley just rotating completely underneath the Mallard Creek defense, straight to the objective, and they're going to force Mallard Creek to come to them. I like that decision when you're running both the Junker Queen and the Bastion, but Vader down early doesn't help their cause. Kirito is getting harassed, Light being ever so obnoxious. Light actually was a huge boon yesterday for Sun Valley when they attacked Midtown. It was Light's EMP that helped them not get full held yesterday. Today, with Tanaki down, it's already getting kind of scrappy. Light once again putting in the work. Pog, one more. Yeah, there you go. We'll take out Phoenix Fire. And with both supports now down, this first point is undoubtedly unlocked.
Yeah, but I mean, there's Carnage coming through, and yep, they get the job done. So this should be point A, 2 fights to take it. It looks like we'll have a pretty healthy time bank. It's going to be 5:23 as the fire truck comes out of the station.
That is a near unstoppable time bank. The good news for Mallard Creek is they got it almost all the way through the second point. The bad news is it's 5 minutes is crazy. All you really need to do is stack some ults, win a first fight, and then stack some ults and win another one, especially since Mallard Creek isn't holding really far forward. That's a lot of damage too. Phoenix Fire didn't stand a chance. Light gets out too, even with the new translocator, is able to regroup with the rest of Sun Valley.
Gracie does connect. They didn't get the pull, though. And I think they're playing right now. Truly, NVU, and oh my god, Genji are looking to get it. Oh my god, Light is turning it up on this Sombra.
Man, Light is really having fun on new Sombra. That virus, that extra DPS, that damage over time is simply insane. I mean, only a minute has elapsed out of Sun Valley's time bank, and they are mere meters away from the end of the map. Grab gets lobbed in, but a sound barrier beautifully placed by Tanaki prevents anything that Mallard Creek could have done. Rampage, just for the kicks, just for the laughs, the goofs. And now OMG Genji, I mean, even with the Mercy Pocket, there's just no way you survive the onslaught from Sun Valley. What a dominant map number 2 from them to tie our series up.
I mean, just last second touches here coming in. I mean, it's all over with the crying. Light has to be the MVP of this. Oh, Kirito, hello. That gets one, but that's...
I'm not gonna lie, that first one did make me sweat a little bit for Sun Valley, and we do still have a couple of staggers, but no, at the end of the day, Sun Valley are taking it away.
Yep, and we erase the curse. That is the good news here. It's going to be 1-1 as they head into map number 3. It'll be Flashpoint coming up for them next. Man, Pog, frontline presence, absolutely huge out of them. I love seeing just the staggers, the presence of this tank player. Really does understand their role and just plays it so darn well.
We now move back over to the Panther Creek versus Wake leadership game. Billy and I are going to take a short break here, folks, but let's see if Wake leadership can steamroll this attack. It seems like Panther Creek did pretty well. Already a good start for Panther Creek, it seems, as they go up 2-0 here in VESL Overwatch. But we don't just have Overwatch for you. What? Not just Overwatch? Well, we just have Overwatch gameplay. But we also have a chance for you, that's right, you to win a copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. That's right, we're giving away 3 copies of it here today. So make sure you go over to the YouTube URL you see on your screen, type !giveaway in the chat, keep watching the stream, and you might just win one of our 3 copies of Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yep, I mean, this is fantastic for everybody. It gives you a little something more to be looking out for here. I mean, the Overwatch gameplay should be enough reward for everybody watching out there. But being able to win a copy of Modern Warfare 3, I mean, I really want it. And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
We have a winner. We have a winner. It's going to be DJ again, the first winner out the gate here. Congratulations to DJ again. They will be sending you a DM, I think, in Twitch chat to get you your code for your game.
Yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal stuff. Congrats, DJ, again. We are now going to hop back over into our game here. Seems like things going pretty well already for our team in red. Yep, absolutely. Mallard Creek, unfortunately, not doing so well on the first point. Sun Valley instead get that objective underhand.
Yep, and I mean, they take market first, and it looks like they're heading towards, I think this is Palace that they're heading towards. I can't really tell. I haven't had enough time on this, but yes, they are heading towards Palace here.
It's Gardens, actually.
Gardens, sorry. It is Gardens. Yeah.
Hey, look, I get it. Look, there's now 3 Gardens points in Overwatch 2 with the introduction of Surasa, which is a little, well, it's 2 Gardens and 1 Garden, singular, which, you know, I have gripes about, but whatever. Kirito, unfortunately, is not going to be hanging around for our stay on Gardens, it seems. Sun Valley getting rid of him and the rest of Mallard Creek pretty swiftly.
I mean, they're playing the May Reaper here, and I mean, we haven't seen this for a while. I think the last time it was really popular was like in Overwatch 1. But I mean, you know, you're using the walls to cordon off Mallard Creek to stop their retreat and just assassinating people on their way out. So, I mean, Death Blossom ready to go here for Sun Valley and for Mallard Creek. Kirito not getting it done here on the Sojourn as of yet.
That wall's not exactly perfect from light, so Mallard Creek on this engagement do have a way out of this fight, at least temporarily. Oh, well, truly NVU doesn't really find that avenue. I guess got lost, needed a map. And that's the Death Blossom gone too, which was going to be the big ult for Mallard Creek to try and open up this fight with. Instead, they're going to have to wait for the Sound Barrier and other ults, but will they get a chance to use them? Sound Barrier now out to survive the Blizzard. Terra Surge forces the Sound Barrier out of Sun Valley too, so now both teams a little bit squishier than they were a few moments ago. Death Blossoms, Ant Matrices, who will find the value? It's Vader carving through 1, but then getting shut down. Still room for Mallard Creek as it's a pretty even trade, and they still have ults to boot. 99 for Sun Valley. I do think, well, maybe they won't. It's exactly back and forth thus far, but the Rampage, oh, that ante, so beautiful. Sun Valley, just when I thought they were going to get sent back for the moment, instead convert into a second objective.
Absolutely. They get to hold on to their Ant Matrix as well. Actually, Call did not put theirs out as well. So, I mean, we're going to have dueling Ant Matrices coming into our next engagement. Now we're at Palace. I'm sorry.
Yes,
you know,
there we go.
This is definitely Palace.
Yeah, 100%.
In the northwest quarter.
Look, if you call all of them Palace, eventually you'll be right.
I know. I mean, I've got a 1 in 4 chance because I know we start on market.
Okay.
On market, so I know that.
Are you sure we don't start on Palace?
I'm sure.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Swap to Sigma though. This is going to be
interesting.
Running into that.
Oof, really aggressive Ant Matrix here too. I mean, nice kinetic grasp. OMG Genji eating up a lot of that, but unfortunately it only lasts so long, and only you get the overhealth. The Kalu Big City and truly MW not benefiting from that one. So Sun Valley well on their way to winning this map of Surasa and putting themselves on match point.
Well, I mean, they got a, you know, we've got a sound barrier, and now that we see the signal out there, you want to hold that for Gravitic Flux once OMG Genji gets it up, but Kirito could actually start things off with a well-placed overclock.
And the Blizzard, too. It's so hard for Mallard Creek to approach. You have to find a way in here. OMG Genji trying to, wow, really take an off angle. There's that Blizzard. It locks up a couple. Yeah, and they're just carved to pieces. Absolute smithereens. This Mallard Creek, they'll only have one more chance to try and turn Surasa around.
I mean, they've got the Ant Matrix. I mean, Cali Big City needs to, you know, press Q at some point. You can't take it with you. And I mean, this will put them on match point for Sun Valley. Still holding on to that sound barrier. And now, OMG Genji over to the Doomfist. This is not a very good look.
They don't get a touch.
Oh, no.
Oh, the wall prevents the angle that Mallard Creek are trying to enter from. Just going straight through the center, exactly where it was expected. Phenomenal job from Sun Valley to shut that down and not even give an overtime chance away. I mean, Pog has just been annihilating on the Junker Queen thus far. We didn't really get to see this fight, but that's one nasty rampage. He's been hitting them all series long.
I mean, absolutely fantastic for them, and I mean, they absolutely deserve play of the game there. I thought the shutdown of the Reaper was pretty good as well, but I mean, I thought the Garden rampage, which was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
myself, but I mean, that was even better. We didn't even get a chance to see it, but that's okay because there's still more gameplay. They still have at least one more map to go there in Sun Valley versus Mallard Creek.
Yeah. Exciting stuff. Good to see that at least one of our games starts off on not a 3-0 there. Control. I mean, Mallard Creek, normally in conventional Overwatch, I'll say, quote unquote, you would equate Control and Flashpoint to be the most two similar map types at this point, right? So you would think if you were going to be the team that won Control like Mallard Creek did, that you would have a pretty decent chance when you got to Surasa and New Junk City. But that was pretty dominant. Sun Valley ain't messing around.
No, I mean, I think it was the fact that they brought the May out there. I think that the May was doing so much work, really denying the escape, you know, the retreat coming out from Mallard Creek, you know, and then Vader on the Reaper, really putting OMG Genji in duress a lot of times, also assassinating the back line, forcing that immortality field out earlier than probably they wanted to. So, I mean, you know, it's just adaptation. It's the in-game changes, you know, little things that they're seeing. Maybe they actually had this strat lined up before they went into Surasa. They had this already set up for Flashpoint.
I'll be interested to see how push goes between those two as well. I mean, there's not really a bad push map for Junker Queen, right? Like maybe you go to East Esperanza, maybe you try to run something with a little bit more vertical mobility. It's still tricky though, because like you can't really run the Winston dive into a Junker Queen a lot of the time. So it's not super clear cut for Mallard Creek on how they're going to have a chance to bring that game back. We are going to hop back over actually to our Panther Creek versus Wake leadership game in a second here, folks. They're just getting started with their map number 3. Back to New Junk City. We're getting good diversity in our Flashpoint maps today. Yesterday, LaFawn and I got mostly Surasa.
I mean, yesterday we got nothing but New Junk City.
Wow. Okay, so we just we split it yesterday.
Yeah, we really did. Now, Meldon Jr. coming in here has actually subbed in. Wow. Actually, we are looking at role swaps here as well for this Panther Creek side. Doomfist going over to the Hanzo. Let's see how they do with
that'll be interesting.
With the Archer. Yeah,
I mean their name's not Hanzoid, right? So let's see. Let's see.
Hanzoed.
No, but you got to get the ED on it, right? Because Hanzoid.
Hanzoid.
Yeah, you know, Hanzoid would make too much sense for one of my jokes, Billy.
Okay.
So I checked on the Sombra. I really like this. Yeah, I mean, already a lot of damage being lobbed in there, but shut down pretty quickly. Unfortunately, Meldon Jr. is the pivotal player in this composition that Panther Creek are running, so without him, there's not much that they can do in this fight.
Nope, I mean, this is actually going pretty well for them. Doomfist actually has two.
Maybe his name should be Hanzoid.
Hanzoid.
I mean, that's already 2 picks. That makes Wake leadership's control of this point pretty flimsy.
Especially if the Kiriko and the Brigida go down here. Ooh, my God.
So much damage, but no, Super Bat Kid escapes. Doomfisted leaping onto the enemy Kiriko, desperately trying to get that finish, but no, it doesn't come through. And Swag Checked is unchecked on the other side of the objective. Ruins Panther Creek's quick recontest.
That's a fact. And I mean, we see Melvin Jr. going over to the Zarya. You know what? You can have the bubbles. Those are fine, but if you don't have the support to keep you up, you waste the bubbles, you go down in a heap. And you know what? Maybe a little bit of moxie, a little bit of hubris here from Panther Creek going in with a role swap here. They might just come back to bite him in the rear end.
I mean, it's going to make it nigh on impossible to take this objective here, right? Just because you're going to be so far behind in ultimates, even if you can stall this out. Unless you get a really early pick. No, Swag Check survives. So now it's not very doable for Panther Creek. Yeah, they've lost Ace Lottle too. I'm surprised that the Valkyrie gets committed by Juvia, honestly. I think it would have been more judicious for Panther Creek to sort of just take like an eco fight here, essentially. Say, hey, we lose the first point. It's fine. Let's get some ults out of the enemy team. Instead, they spend, lose, and get nothing out of Wake leadership.
And Wake leadership should go into the next point with all 5 ultimates in their back pocket. So looks like they are heading towards, I think that is going to be the refinery. If they're heading right, it's Ducks as they're heading to the left.
Okay. Yeah, I never remember the name of this one. This is the one I always forget. I could never. Ducks. Sure.
Yes.
Why not? I don't see any ducks. There's no water any around. There's not a pond in here, but sure, we can call it ducks.
I mean, quack.
Doomfisted! Wow, just annihilated. This is great stuff from Wake leadership. This is night and day compared to the last 2 maps.
I mean, absolutely. And I mean, they've got self-destruct. They're not even going to have to invest anything. Well, they do invest the rally. It's your boy decided that it was time to go ahead and get everybody nice and sturdy, but they take the point on the back of that rally. Lots of changes coming through here from everybody on Panther Creek. I mean, everybody's having a bit of a compositional change here. Doomfist is actually going to show us the May. Actually went to the Bastion, then went to the May, and now Ace Lottle going to the Moira. Only Juvia sticking on their original hero.
Panther Creek really indecisive on what they want to try and run into this. And still, they've only gotten 1 ult out of Wake leadership. Here comes the self-destruct. That room is tiny. It's pretty easy to get away from that self-destruct. I think Wake leadership got a little bit too excited with their advancement. I mean, Cloudx won, good for 1. But I don't think it's going to be much more than that. And Wake leadership, suddenly they're spending everything they have in their bank. And Panther Creek just shrug it off.
I mean, they withstood a torrent there coming out from Wake leadership, and now they are going to flip the point at 85%. That's actually the first fight win that they've gotten here on New Junk City. So, man, maybe this is the composition that'll get them to the promised land.
Still a ways to go, even on this objective. And I'm keeping an eye on that artillery strike. Those have been pretty lethal this week. Nice Kitsune rush too. Ooh, but an even better blizzard. That makes it impossible to use the high attack speed of the Kitsune rush. And I mean, Super Bat Kid's down. That's a critical pick. It's a bit back and forth, but Wake leadership, they're struggling to find any more damage. And a beautiful res from Juvia mid-fight with the Valkyrie there. And then goes right back to keeping their team alive. Panther Creek on pace to take the 2nd point. Oh? No, okay.
Okay. I thought so too. I thought that was going to be huge.
I thought it was going to get at least 1 or 2. It's not getting all 4 there, but you know.
It's great. I mean, they get that massive ultimate out of the way, and you're holding on to your Death Blossom. I mean, Swag Check has this artillery strike in their back pocket. I think that maybe they try to contest here. I don't know. I wouldn't blow myself up for that.
Wake leadership. Take down 1. The Death Blossom doesn't really get what Panther Creek were hoping for. It's just damage, and it's damage that's withstood thanks to the rally. Panther Creek, they're up to 99%, but with 85 for Wake leadership, will there even be a good recontest? Meldon Jr.'s down pretty late.
I mean, that was a fantastic shield bash that knocks him on his butt. And Chakotay is very happy to finish up the kill there. That's actually going to be Ducks going to Wake leadership.
Wow.
And now we'll see which way we go with the top-down view coming up here very shortly. Looks like we are heading towards Bomb Flats.
Yes. Interesting. I mean, now I'm starting to get a little bit nervous for Panther Creek. They've really swapped up their formula for this map. It seems like they were a little bit too excited to off-roll, and it's not going very well for them. Junkrat coming out from Vikesta. Doomfisted over to the Symmetra as well. I mean, the Symmetra puts good pressure on the Diva, I guess. Photon Barrier can make Swag Check's life difficult, but you need to get up to that ult first and foremost. Coalescence here available, but already the point capped. Wake leadership already good for one, and the Death Blossom is decisive.
I mean, I heard this. I heard the teleport sound go through. I don't think that Acelotl heard that coming through and actually gets a jump scared from behind by the Beyblade.
And now Panther Creek backs against the wall in map number 3. Still swapping all over the place. Everybody except Juvia has swapped almost every single fight for Panther Creek. They really can't decide what they want to do right now. They will at least get rid of Swag Checked. And this far seems to be going pretty well to start off. A lot of damage that Wake leadership seem unprepared to deal with. Yeah, just raining it in from above. That's one fight for a flip. But can they actually convert past that? Last time Panther Creek had to hold for 100%, they couldn't get it done.
I mean, Melvin Jr. coming out on the Roadhogs, I mean, there's a lot of survivability for the tank. And now the Baby Diva going to go down. So, I mean, they do flip the point. But, I mean, they have to be perfect here. They've got the Barrage already online, Doomfisting, getting it done once again, and they got the Valkyrie to boot.
Not a bad start for Panther Creek. But they're going to need quite a bit more if they want to try and end this series on this map. They will need to win all of the remaining flashpoints. Keeping an eye on this barrage from Doomfisted. Where are you going to set that ult up? I mean, just going for it right now. Doomfisted, not really looked at by anyone currently. I mean, now is down in the choke, and oh, the damage is unbeatable. Yeah, no, I mean, Ciccone didn't see that one coming. Maybe a defense matrix could have softened the blow, but I doubt it would have helped Wake leadership survive.
You force Swag Checked off of Bastion, trying to deal with Doomfisted in the sky. Vikesta has the attack visor ready to go. And, well, Whole Hog will push everybody back. So, I mean, they're going into the... Oh, God. Doomfisted once again getting it done.
Nice.
Super Bat Kid has this Kitsune Rush. That should be their entry onto the point.
But Ciccone's already lost the mech. I think if you're Wake leadership here, you accept the fact that you're not going to get much done. You hold on to that Kitsune Rush and play for the next objective. You didn't need to win this one right here. There's still more room for Wake leadership to take a map away.
They do. And, I mean, the attack visor is going to be ready to go. Swag Check back over to the Bastion. That's actually a good kill on the Juvia, so Doomfisted doesn't have that tether anymore.
And Doomfisted and Vikesta pretty far from the rest of the team, pretty far from the objective. Doomfist is about to die. That's a brutal stagger as the point is going to unlock here in 10 seconds. Maybe you get a measly 10% here. No, Wake leadership are even going to beat them to the objective. Wow, the hook even helping them come up to contest. Whole Hog used, but a lot of that is just deleted by the defense matrix. Rally out now too. Wake leadership, they know they have an opening, and they will capitalize.
I mean, that's a fantastic fight for them. You know, the staggers coming from behind the... Oh, okay, Death Blossom shut down, so that's a big tool to hold the point off the table. They still have Self-Destruct and the Kitsune Rush. Kitsune Rush can actually be used to really deny the approach coming in from Panther Creek. And Meldo Jr. is on the Orisa. That's a big pick, though. Once again, yeah, there's the Pharmacy combo gone.
I'm loving the tactical pivot from Ciccone and Swag Check. You can see Ciccone in the assist feed there for the pick onto Juvia. Those two are focusing on the Pharmacy combo for Panther Creek. If you focus on Juvia, that's the weakest point in Panther Creek's composition. That is the most easily picked off member. It's hard for Juvia to get away, hard for Juvia to survive when there's that much pressure on them.
Well, I mean, we're at 70% and counting. I mean, there's one final fight here. It's going to be a disjointed touch and the Self-Destruct over the top.
Self-Destruct doesn't catch much, though. So now Ciccone is going to be playing without a chance to remech. Tactical visor on deck here for Vikesta, just looking for an angle, trying to stay away from Chaconi for the moment. Somebody's got to go up and touch. Nice barrage there from Doomfist. Already a solid start, but only one down, and losing Ace Lottle is very bad for Panther Creek's survivability. Okay, Vikesta just barely staying alive thanks to the Valkyrie and a biotic field. And man, Panther Creek, again, they have to play 0 to 100 to keep this map going.
I mean, you'll have the coalescence to keep you kind of sturdy. But, I mean, we've seen it time and time again throughout this week. And we've seen it today as well. Swag check with these artillery strikes has been absolutely pinpoint perfect. And, I mean, you just blew 3 ultimates just to flip the point there. That's the big investment coming from Panther Creek. But, I mean, they're sitting on against map point. So, I mean, for them, they really do need to, like, marshal their resources. Make sure that they got these sight lines covered.
Artillery strike catches Ace Lottle. Oh, in the middle of the coalescence too. That was the best chance for Panther Creek to try and survive that. Didn't end up fading. I think was stuck in the animation. Vikesta and Doomfisted doing what they can. A couple picks for them, but Vikesta's all alone now, and Wake leadership flip this back and keep their hopes alive.
I mean, that is the first map drop by Panther Creek this week. And I mean, the off-rolling gets punished. A little bit of hubris, like I said. They were really excited to off-roll. They thought they had this in the bag, and you know what? They did not expect this fight coming back from Wake Academy. So I mean, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Wake Academy getting it done.
Great stuff there by Wake leadership. They will keep their hopes alive. They'll move themselves to a 4th map. I'm excited to hear about that one. We're going to go to a quick break here, folks. And when we come back, we've got plenty more Overwatch for you.
So Blizzards are coming online wicked fast. We're able to put in this amount of work. 20 seconds to go.
Well, I mean, the tire ready to go. They know that the immortality barrier is not there, so it's going to be huge. There is the self-destruct.
Fell into the welcoming arms of their teammates. Nullified gets blown a bit off on the flank angle side. Kitsune rushed right down the middle here from Olympic, and that gets BGM Studios up to their annihilation. But the Mirage is point blank. Nobody saw that one coming. Behind them to pick up 4. Holy cow.
I mean, Scotty sets him up with the grab.
And you see Virtual right now, you love the Tree of Life play because that Tree of Life, they know their win con. If they can get rid of the Life Weaver, they know they can't use that Tree of Life. And look, again, the sustain here from this Tree of Life lets you build up to the Graviton Surge, lets you build up to a play of the game Graviton Surge, which everybody takes advantage of for that team kill. That's how big this is. If Henku can just stay alive on the Zarya, everything else will follow. That's what the
great bio nade. Ulysses manages to keep the entire team alive through that massive grab, and I have no idea has had enough of it. Punishes them for their great auto play, and eventually with the no idea who will kill everyone. That's 5 kills for I have no idea.
2200th of a meter, but Noble Academy can make their way back.
Yeah, it looks like we've got into a very close match. A huge grab. Oh my goodness, that's enormous coming out from Hinkle 5. And I have no idea is there to capitalize on it. We'll get credited for all the final blows from that gargantuan ultimate.
Yeah,
Longer as that Bastion does not down, and Noble Academy just decide to hoard around it. Throw a... They just kill everybody while they're at it.
Yeah, Graviton Surge plus Tree of Life. You're using that Tree of Life to stay alive.
Just build up ultimates. They can basically farm as they come through the 2 sides here and really just create a kill box. And hopefully, you know, North Mexico starts to get something out here. They put out the Kitsune Rush first.
And it's not answered by Myers Park. Myers Park say, hey, I don't think you placed that right. We can try and withstand this. Oh, and how wrong they are.
I'm going to get, like, seriously out in the corner.
I mean, this has got map 5 written all over it. It really does. Woo!
Gosh, so good. So good from both sides. I mean, just the counter swapping, the counter have to invest their sound barrier into that. So they're just waiting now for the right time to go in. They've got the Blizzard. Are they going to pop? What's think about it? The ice block.
Blizzard mostly just keeps Panther Creek at bay. Doesn't manage to lock anybody up, it seems. Ooh, this is a very aggressive push from Green Hope. They get one out of it and then throw in a beautiful Graviton Surge. Oh, Panther Creek, they thought Green Hope had overextended, But not so much is the case. Excellent work from them, and now up to 93.
Base 4, so that might have just been a waste at all.
I'm afraid so, and Twisted Space is going to fall once that base. Now Doomfist going in for one last attempt to hold this at bay. 15 seconds, we are in true final fight. The nano boost is on to the Doomfist. Takes to the skies, looks to smash it down, but a wonderful Suzu. Still super bad kid cannot keep themselves or swag checked alive. The Doomfist is too much. Delicate will propel Panther Creek into a 3-0 record here in the group stage.
Yeah.
15 seconds. This is a difficult choice here for Doomfist to make. Needs to stay alive long enough to touch the cart with the 3 seconds remaining. That meteor strike, that's going to thin the ranks a bit. That punch gets one too. The wrist rockets take Twisted Space out of the fight. Nice hack, nice bio. Panther Creek come alive at just the right time. The nano boost thrown on to Doomfist, and they go clear the high ground. Nothing can stand in the wake of this Doomfist.
Yeah, that might have been the deciding fight right.
Welcome back, everybody. We got more VESL Overwatch coming at all of you fine folks as all of our high schoolers in North Carolina fight and vie for places in the regional competition in January. Once again, it's myself, Possible, and Billy with me. And we're moving on to our second block of games here, folks.
Yep, we are moving into block number 2. And I believe that we are heading into, if I have it right down, Arrey Kell and Hopewell. I believe that is going to be our primary here for the 7 o'clock hour. Games running quite a bit longer than we may have expected. So we're going to try and catch up here in the 7 o'clock hour. But you know what? We like the competition. We want these games to be close. We want these gamers to really throw it all out there on the line and get themselves qualified for the line.
Look, you know, games run long, we just get more Overwatch. That's all that means. We get Arrey Kell A versus Hopewell. Hopewell yesterday looked extremely impressive. They dominated Mallard Creek. Mallard Creek A. We just saw Mallard Creek B do a pretty good job, start a comeback against Panther Creek. So Mallard Creek A, theoretically the number 1 team from that high school, and Hopewell took them to town.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens here with Arrey Kell A. As we head into Ilios, we're going to start out on the well here.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Hopewell here for this match. But Arrey Kell, of course, were undefeated in their group, so this should be a banger undoubtedly. Golden Eagle was phenomenal yesterday from what we saw. Crime Master 2. Arrey Kell, what have you got in store? Well, the Salty Spittoon immediately goes down. It turns out, should have been going to Weenie Hut Juniors. I gotta use that joke early. All right, Rothschild falling 2, and no, Arrey Kell not having so much fun in the first fight.
Not at all. I mean, this Genji is going to be under so much pressure, especially with the lock-on Moira, just like that. Gets the job done. I mean, the aerial threat being what it is, and the consistent damage on the ground. There's going to be a lot for Arrey Kell to try and burst through here, especially with Crime Master being able to take so much awesome space here on the Orisa. Up against a Diva, really should be winning this matchup.
Oh, Golden Eagle. I mean, really living up to the name, right? Like you're on Farah, so you're flying, and you're getting picks, so you're golden. One more here, and Hopewell would feel pretty good. Longhorns did get that boop onto Chicken Lord, so 4v4 at the moment, but some pressure. Oh, you're done for, Curious. Yeah, there's no cure for Rocket 2 Face as of right now, and a nice shot too, mid-air, getting fewer. Excellent stuff. I mean, Golden Eagle is kind of taking over the lobby right now. We need to see some more pressure on this guy, or he's going to keep farming.
I mean, they've got a Diva out there as well, so I mean, you know what? The Bastion might be it to take it down. Sweet, Salty Spittoon, finally getting it done.
Rez comes right through, though. Mercy not allowing much downtime in the pharmacy combo, it seems. Rothschild demeched as well. I mean, Arrey Kell is struggling to regroup even.
Oh yeah, you're gonna pop the Terror Surge as well, and it's already gotten one. That's all you need.
Oh, and right as Rothschild works back up to the mech, gets taken down by Joe. Perfect timing, maximum stagger there by Arrey Kell. And this res, I don't know if this is necessarily ideal. There's not much of a way out for Salty Spittoon. Okay, manages to escape.
Okay, so I mean, you know, there's a little bit of stabilizing factor here, but I mean, you're looking at self-destruct, you're looking at the sound barrier. They need to hit the go button right now at 88%.
Sound barrier used. Arrey Kell trying to charge forward, but struggling as to where they want to focus their efforts. Even Bob chucked in, but everybody annihilated by the barrage. A res being attempted, but a beautiful boop. Oh my word, Golden Eagle doesn't let anything fly except him. Fewer now, I mean, there's just not much you can do. It's just supports on the objective right now. Maybe they can stall for a moment, but it's hard to imagine Hopewell don't convert this.
Well, I mean, if they take Crime Master down here, that might be the entry point for them, but no.
Whoa.
Soldier. Oh, yeah, he had a recall. It's too much damage.
Almost the one clip there, but Chicken Lord surviving. Arrey Kell somehow getting a couple, getting 3. Hold on, Hopewell, they lost the thread. They couldn't pick a target.
Okay, I mean, there's a flip at 99%. Arrey Kell did win the first map. Not sure if it was Lighthouse or Ruins, but Hopewell definitely stamping their authority here on, well, they do have Tac Visor to go, and they've got the Coalescence just a couple percentage away, so I should think that if they get this Tac Visor out, they can really, really put the pressure on Arrey Kell.
Oof, already a good start too. I believe that is the knockoff onto Salty Spittoon. And Salty Spittoon, the #1 threat to the pharmacy combo. Sound barrier now popped in desperation for Arrey Kell as they try to leap forward and get rid of Chicken Lord. Coalescence, though, good for a trade. And honestly, Chicken Lord, even with the Tac Visor, doesn't feel like the main threat. Oh, having to use a recall early, accidentally blinking into the pit. That's not ideal for Cureless, but at least survives. We'll be able to loop back around here, but no, immediately decimated. And Hopewell are right back on top. They'll send us to a 3rd round of Ilios.
Yep, this is a fantastic turn from them, man. I mean, walks into the Terror Surge. That's a strange way to die. Sorry, I had to try it. Voice is not where it used to be, but...
I'll be honest, I'm not even sure what you were going for there, but I appreciate the effort.
Okay. It's okay. I don't get some of your jokes. It's all right. It looks like we are...
Dang. Wow.
It looks like we're... I don't know. When you said Salty Spoon or Salty Spittoon had to go to, what, Chicken Juniors?
You didn't watch SpongeBob. Okay.
I guess I didn't. I am very old, so we're heading to Lighthouse now in the interim. And really no changes coming out here except for Cureless going on to the fair of their own. They're going to have their own pharmacy combo in the sky. So, I mean, Battle of the Aces in the sky.
Yeah, interesting for Cureless to just match that 1-for-1. Let's see if Cureless and Fewer are up to the task. And that should immediately at least keep you in check. Whoa, okay, yeah, Fewer, you need to be staying with Cureless. We've already seen Golden Eagle hit some of those mid-air shots. You can't leave your Pharah alone. And that means that Hopewell are more than fine to win the ground battle. This is excellent stuff.
I mean, they basically, I mean, really, we see Golden Eagle, you know, get the direct, watch Cureless go for help, and then Golden Eagle just goes to town on the ground.
Arrey Kell need to reset here. I mean, this is just extremely delayed staggers. Theron, even if you get that pick, I don't know if there's much you can do. Just, yeah, there we go.
I mean, you're kind of staggering yourself out here as well. This is starting to go from okay to worse. And
this is easily, I mean, Hopewell will be up to 50% before Arrey Kell get a good fight.
I mean, they just need to stop. They just need to stop. Take a breath, Cureless over to the Ash. This is a better option. You know, you'll have the double hit scan trying to take care of Golden Eagle Sky. They have Barrage just about on lock here, and Joe is getting super aggressive.
Ooh, oh man, a second headshot there would have been everything for Cureless. Oh, okay, Salty Spittoon helps out. Now with the biggest threat off the board, and with the res denied by a beautiful play from Rothschild. It does cost him a mech, so not all clear cut for Arrey Kell, but they've got the long range. Yeah, they can just... It's shooting fish in a barrel there for Cureless and Salty Spittoon.
I mean, this is a great flip for them, though. I mean, the fact that they went ahead and forego the fair there, and now take control of high ground. They have the approaches covered. I mean, the geometry here doesn't work to Golden Eagle's advantage unless they go low and kind of swoop high and use those jump jets, you know, to kind of hover around the tops of the buildings and not give a clear line of sight. But the barrage could be everything here.
Hopewell do need to find a way to get this Pharah in. We always talk about it's easier to have a Pharah that's already set up than it is to enter with a Pharah. So Golden Eagle needs to find a proper angle to engage. And a bob means you kind of have to keep your head down mostly. Golden Eagle's still trying to go for it there, but you can see all the damage that that bob did immediately, and no mercy anywhere near to assist. Hopewell losing a lot of time right now to that bob. Now they're going to try and go for something a little bit more. Rothschild really wanting to finish off that mercy and gets the pick through. Oh, excellent stuff. Arrey Kell even popping the tack visor. Not 100% certain it was necessary, but better safe than sorry.
I mean, they got surpass Hopewell now here on Lighthouse. They get this. They've really held on to this self-destruct a long time. I mean, really, no reason to use it.
Yeah, keep it for the remake. I think keeping the self-destruct for the remake is the best use of it in Overwatch 2.
Agreed. I mean, especially with a weapon like the Amp Matrix ready to go. Ooh. And a probable stagger. Oh my God, Joe, you're going to go down.
That would have been nuts, but instead Rothschild overextends a little bit. There's that remake self-destruct, though. So good stuff there. And Salty Spittoon, once again, shutting down Golden Eagle. So a 5v4 for Hopewell as they try to enter their player down. They'll have to pop Coalescence and Tack Visor, and most of that's eaten up by Rothschild. Not much there, and now Mercy just waltzing back into the enemy tank. Oh, finally gets that pick too. Rothschild doing a great job. I mean, Hopewell finally made it to the objective, but it's 99%, and I don't think there's much of a way for them to put their boot down here. I mean, maybe a barrage, but no. Rothschild too aware of the possibility. Only the bob falls to that, and Golden Eagle so low. Joe doing what he can. And actually, Arrey Kell maybe losing momentum a little bit. They should have gotten at least one pick by now. They should be trying to focus down Joe here. The Moira needs to die if they're going to get this. Instead, it's a trade of DPS.
I mean, the res is there. I mean, now the kills start coming through. Now the gas is starting to go up. And another Terror Surge.
Terror Surge is huge. Self-destruct used. But that's 2 down. Oh, but nobody else was there to touch. Woo!
Okay.
That was quite the gambit there by Rothschild. Oh, we're stuck. I'm gonna lose mech to this anyways. Might as well self-destruct. Crazy play, but it works out.
It does work out. It gets them the map win. They take the 1-0 lead here in our finals matchup. Good Lord. Once they swapped off the Pharah and brought the double hit scan look, they really did put Golden Eagle's life in peril. And Mercy seemed to be like off in left field, like like what you see in Little League sometimes. The left fielder out there picking daisies instead of pocketing the fair, because Golden Eagle is under such duress. Really need to tighten that combo up. If it's going to work, you got to have that Mercy pocket at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Rothschild and Salty Spittoon, Careless doing a phenomenal job of shutting Golden Eagle down. It's a lot of commitment to shut him down, but it's working. That's map number 1 for that series. We got a lot more Overwatch action coming at you, folks, but we're going to a quick break, so stick around. We got a special treat for you folks here. We are off into a map 5. That's right. Wake Leadership came all the way back. Not only that Flashpoint win. Oh. Not only that Flashpoint win, but also a win on Push It Seems. So Panther Creek now 1 map away from getting reverse swept.
Wait. Wait. I just saw a 3 up for Panther Creek, and they have restarted the game. I'm not sure.
I think it was. I think it was only 30. I think it was 30 seconds in. I don't think there was. Yeah, no. Being told by production that they hadn't played, it was just an accidental early start. Nobody was actually even loaded into the game yet. So there is a way, like, when you load in, you have to hit start game a lot of the time, depending on like the setting that you have. So I think that just hadn't been hit. So we're good. Now we're going into the actual game, folks. So don't worry about it.
All right. Well, looks like Panther Creek have brought back their normal, and we're done. We're done with the off rolling here. Wake Leadership on the verge of a reverse sweep in what would be a stunning upset, because Panther Creek has been darn near unbeatable. And now we're coming out here on the Doomfist. Once again, everybody back in their roles. Game 5, who's going to make it to land?
And, I mean, we have to wonder what happened on map 4. Did Panther Creek continue on off rolls, or was this the look they used when we got to push? If it was, I'm maybe a little bit nervous for Panther Creek's chances. Just have to wait and see how they do. Oh, already Super Brat Kid awfully low, but it's your boy who falls first. Already 1 support down, and Doomfist keeping the pressure up. Look how ridiculous this guy is on Doom. Why did we play anything other than this guy on Doomfist?
They wanted to have the dramatic factor. That's what it was. They wanted to give us more.
It's all for the drama. I gotta love it.
I mean, after my own heart. I can't play Doomfist anywhere near this level, and I'm a tank main. Nah, I mean, this is like zebra level stuff right now. Just absolutely owning the lobby right now, my friend.
And Panther Creek, I mean, just immediately getting the first point. Not even a contest from Wake Leadership as they get back a little bit slow to the punch. Over 5 minutes for Panther Creek. This is the sort of dominance we expect from them.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3 down before we even get into the next point. I mean, the Swift Step already out. Doomfist comes back with the seismic slam and gets it done. Holy crap.
What is this guy's final blow percentage at this point? It's got to be over 70%.
At least. I mean, the damage, I'd really like to know what the current damage output is. 445, and we are just outside of the church here. I mean, this is just insane. All the resources now are being poured into this Doomfist to carry them to the promised land.
Ant Matrix 2 used by Arctica. And it's your boy, Shikoni. I mean, it's just a melting right now. Wake Leadership are struggling to even get their feet under them. There we go. Swag check. I mean, balances for a moment, but no, it's Wake Leadership falling over all the same.
I mean, bye-bye. I mean, Tower right now is playing so well in concert with Doomfisted. Like, you're seeing the biotic field come down just for the Doomfist. You're seeing him collapse in behind these empowered punches and these seismic slams going in. I mean, this is fantastic synergy between Tower and Doomfisted.
And there's just been no stop to the momentum. There's a Blizzard too. Oh, okay, Vikesta doesn't quite get in the cryo freeze in time. And with that, I mean, there's not a ton of follow-up to that Blizzard. I mean, the tank still going down means that Wake Leadership don't have a way to contest. We're well into the 3rd point already and still over 5 minutes on the time bank.
We have not seen an actual contested fight, like a full 5, since the last point. Good God, how?
There's just no chance against this guy. Cloud X1 doing what he can, gets one. Vital member too, the support, but Doomfisted just doesn't get. Doomfisted is on his own mission right now. He's playing practically like PvE. Like, it's insane. Just doesn't care about anything. Just keeping going and keeping going. Nothing but left, right, good night from this guy. And here comes Attack Visor into support. I mean, that pulls out the Nemesis form at the very least, which will make the enemy tanks softer. Doomfisted now has some room to work with. Cloud X1 trying to get on top of him, but just empowers the punch. Cloud X1 trying to dance around, at least gets back to the rally, and Wake leadership finally getting something.
Okay, 4:15 on the clock, and Juvia going down once again. You know what? They take the weakest link of this composition and take it out. So, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. We talked about it on the Mercy. Now we're talking about it on the Moira. So, I mean, do you go with a Lucio here to try and build up sound barrier? Maybe give a little bit of extra motivation, though Doomfist does not need it. And Meteor Strike to reposition.
Vikesta's actually swapped over to the Junkrat, too. I mean, as if Doomfisted wasn't enough of a threat. Now you have to dodge around Doomfisted's slaps to the face, as well as keep an eye on those mines lobbed in from range. Tower does fall early here. Meteor Strike not landing on anyone, and Doomfisted struggling to get that same sort of value. Wake leadership finding good use out of those Inspire procs, keeping people alive, but here comes the damage. Oh, the mines. It's just too much. Ciccone throwing out the Annihilation. That keeps Doomfisted on his toes. No, the dot is not quite enough. Eventually, with the help of Swag Check, gets there. And I think the respawns are going to be just enough for Wake leadership to hold on to this momentarily. I mean, you know, they've taken off, what now, a minute and a half off the clock. And that's going to actually be the point where they need to reset. Yep, that's it. Bing, bang, done. 3 minutes on the clock, though. And Doomfist says, you know what? I'm ready for more. I'm ready to feast on some more Wake leadership carcasses. Man. If Wake leadership were to hold here, I mean, it's still, they've only elapsed half of the time bank of this third point that Panther Creek had. But they're doing a good job so far. They got a Kitsune Rush going, too. Oh, it's your boy, though. Immediately gone. That's not super ideal. There's that Kitsune Rush. But it just gives Vikesta basically the equivalent of a giant target splatted on the floor. Oh, yep, this is where they'll be standing. Boom! And Panther Creek get a phenomenal time bank.
I mean, it could have been so much worse. I mean, kudos to Wake leadership for finally getting to make their stand and pulling it, what was it, 4 fights out of Panther Creek. But once that tire comes up, I mean, it's basically free unless you destroy it. It's basically a free tire with the Kitsune Rush. Everybody trying to get into that narrow alley lane of the effect of the ultimate. And yeah, like you said, it just sets them up like bowling pins and they were gone.
An unbelievable attack from Panther Creek, and now Wake leadership, at the very least, need to finish Dorado if they want to complete this reverse sweep. Otherwise, it will have all been a fake comeback.
Just the on switch. Just the on switch from Panther Creek. You're like, oh, okay, you know what? We trolled. Okay, we off-rolled. Okay, we're getting serious. Okay, they're actually tied with us now. Now we got to put our game faces on. It's just like night and day from what we saw.
The game face is real scary from Panther Creek.
Show me your war face.
Yeah, truly, right? Jeez.
The war face for the Panthers is absolutely scary. Wake Leadership Academy, they're really up against it right here. They have to come out and basically be perfect through 2 points and then hope that they can withstand the Doomfist composition inside of the Electric Factory. I mean, this is a tall order.
I like this position too from Vikesta and Juvia. I mean, the damage amp too, and it's pretty brutal. Doomfisted, we saw you do that earlier. We saw you fling yourself off the map earlier this week. Manages to stay put this time around, doesn't overextend, but it's down pretty low. Biotic Grenade gonna help him out a little bit. Trade Vikesta for It's Your Boy. I mean, in the short term, that's helpful for Panther Creek because the support is gone, but they need to get more picks or else. Okay, good res. That'll work too. I was worried about the respawn there coming in, but Resurrection will nullify that disadvantage.
I mean, Tower really is the linchpin here, being able to rotate and catch Cloud on that Reaper.
Ooh,
oh god,
nice.
He's done.
Really well done. I mean, bold from Cloud to try and Wraith form forward to try and get the mini pack. But you know, if you go back, you're walking into Vikesta. If you walk forward into Doomfist, it's not fun either way.
Oh.
There's no way you see that coming.
No.
From outer space. Doomfisted about to drop down on them. Yeah. Oh, wow. Actually takes so much damage on the entry. Yeah. Wow. Good work. Wake leadership punishing Doomfisted there. Now, I mean, unless Vikesta gets something nasty with this Riptire, it's going to be tricky. Another res. How does Juvia keep pulling these reses off mid-fight? That's insane.
It's uncanny. I mean, we talk about maybe them being like the weakest link on this Panther Creek team because they seem to go down so early in fights. Man, is this I mean, the stones to go in for a res in that situation with that amount of damage in front of them. Yeah, absolutely just crucial for them. 5 ultimates ready to go for Panther Creek. We are at 2 minutes and counting.
I mean, Wake leadership need to finish the map, and at this point is a question if they'll even finish first with how Panther Creek are holding. Another unbelievable start for Panther Creek is so many. The entirety of the team basically dog piles on to Cloud X1. I mean, now look where Vikesta's playing, too. Right up in their faces. Here comes Attack Visor, too. Oh, actually, Swag Checks gets a little bit better, at least against Tower, but the rest of Panther Creek are thriving.
Oh, my. Forces the reback as well. And, I mean, they didn't get 0 value into it. This is just going to be more ult charge for Panther Creek.
I mean, Chaconi doesn't even... I think you need to immediately head back to spawn if you're going to try and remech there, because you've got to survive. You can't afford to get demeched right now. And so low, and Super Bat Kid down. Slowly but surely, Wake leadership, they're trickling in, but they're getting blown apart. Oh, and now the Nano, too. Okay, most of them were already dead. I think we could have held these ults, Panther Creek, but I guess they don't need them.
I mean, we see Cloud going over to the Sombra trying to hack the Fist. And, well, the Fist is not hackable right now. How do you get up? Okay. That's just insane. They're not going to see this once again.
Yeah, this is tough for Wake leadership. Now just 42 seconds remain for them to try and get back into this fight. A swap late too, a couple of them. As Cloud X goes to the Tracer, gets unbelievably decimated. That is lore accurate Doomfist versus Tracer interaction right there. Oh my. Chaconi, the last one left standing. 25 seconds, one more desperate touch.
I mean, you've got the rally at your back. Looks like Swag Check is going to come back to the soldier. So maximum damage coming out here from Wake leadership, maximum sustain as best they can. The only better thing that we have right now is a Baptiste. I mean, it's all going to have to come down right here. And Cloud X is down again.
At least a rally for the rest of Wake leadership. Anti-nade only cleansed off Super Bat Kid. Super Bat Kid couldn't get it off of Chaconi and still falls themselves. Juvia with another ridiculous res does cost them their life this time. So Wake leadership at least spilling Panther Creek's blood as they try desperately for this final fray. But Vikesta, even with only 45 HP, I mean, up on this high ground, is so difficult to dislodge. And Panther Creek, they stumbled for a bit. Flashpoint and push were rough for them. But here on Dorado, it is night and day. Unbelievable as they shut down the reverse sweep and will move on to the regionals.
I mean, this is the Panther Creek we expected. I was expecting a 3-0 sweep, and it goes the distance. Maybe a little bit more time for Doomfist to get the reel together for the college recruiters, because my word, did he own this map alone? Just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's truly insane. Vikesta complaining in the match chat. Stolen? Question mark? Yeah, the 3K Riptire was good, but Doomfisted was taking over the entire time. Moving back into our other match here, folks. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, I mean, yeah, Blizzard Tack Visor does make for a pretty free combo.
I mean, it looks like Hopewell has come back in a big way. 3 points. Look at that time bank. 418. And I mean, they're holding outside of the Foundry right now. They did invest both their DPS ultimates here, but I mean, they've got the Valkyrie. They're going to have the Coalescence. So I mean, they got lots of sturdiness here. The good thing is that they've got Salty Spittoon with this Photon Barrier. Will be able to block a lot of this incoming Zarya beam damage.
I will say the Coalescence will pierce that Photon Barrier. That's a nice Dragon Strike. Yeah, nothing you can do to save Chicken Lloyd. Maybe you can try and get the res off. It'd be a little bit greedy. I don't know if Mercy has the same sort of gumption as Juvia did from our last match we just watched. Here comes in all the damage, too. I mean, Crime Master is on really high charge, but needs to try and survive. And only that Valkyrie really to keep him up. Oh, my word. How has Crymemaster lived this long? Finally falls over dead. Joe Mercy will soon join. And the point does keep going here.
I mean, that's a great cleanup fight. The sound barrier engaged, gets it done. I mean, you engaged with the Dragon Strike out of Cureless. Already 65% BT dub towards another Dragon Strike. And you know what? You see Rothschild moving forward. It's going to be a race to grab here. 157 on the clock. Fewer with the Coalescence. They've got some staying power in this fight.
Hello? Salty Spittoon? You okay there? I mean, Audrey Kell's not okay now. I mean, that's actually really tough. Yeah, like, truthfully, for Audrey Kell, losing Rothschild and Salty Spittoon in that way. They've only got 90 seconds here, Billy.
I mean, this is going to be where the rubber meets the road for Audrey Kell. If they can win a fight out, you know, start with the Coalescence engage, really get Rothschild up to this grab, they have a chance to really fight into it. Grab Dragons. I mean, old wobble combo, but it could really work here.
Interesting movement there. No, Audrey Kell, they get caught in the blizzard. That doesn't even give them the opportunity. Crymemaster, I think, could have probably saved that grab, in truth. I think a little bit of an overinvestment from Hopewell, and there's still time for Audrey Kell to make a play.
Yep. I mean, you've got Tac Visor. Coalescence is almost ready for Joe. I mean, the grab Dragons, I think, will be the kicker here. If Joe doesn't get caught with this grab, they can keep everybody nice and sturdy through the grab coming in.
Audrey Kell, it's looking unlikely that they'll cap with time, though. That's the real condition for them to try and win this map. At least they need to cap for a draw. There's that Dragon moved in. I mean, Audrey Kell actually just used everything in the bank. Everybody just used everything in the bank. But it ends up being actually a 1 for essentially 0 as Chicken Lord gets rezzed. Valkyrie runs its course, but Crymemaster has so much damage. Crymemaster's getting blue beamed with 100 charge Zarya. There's nothing you can do to survive that as Audrey Kell. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure overtime is going to get triggered here. Hopewell, though, they are certainly going to move us to 1-1.
Yep, I mean, that's the comeback that we needed from Hopewell. Maybe Control just wasn't their map today. 100 charge Zarya with blue beam. I can't even calculate what that damage is per second with the beam. What is it, like 245?
I've got the number here, actually. It's big. That's all it says.
Big.
It's great.
Love it. I love
It's
it.
weird. I mean, it's not a number, but I guess it works.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a Coalescence. Sure. Yeah. No, that works.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what was going on for Hopewell in their attack, yeah, it makes sense that they capped with 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Is Control just going to be like a bait map type today? Because like that happens sometimes in Overwatch. The team that wins Control often loses the threat of the match afterwards. That's already like the second time we've seen a game today start with, like, you know, we had like Mallard Creek win Control, and then they kind of got stomped the rest of the maps. And now, you know, Hopewell, that was dominant on King's Row.
That was scary. That's scary. If that's what Hopewell can do, and you know, the more traditional map types, we'll see what happens when they go to Flashpoint, because we did see Audrey Kell take it 2-1 there in Ilios. So looks like we're going to swap over to the North Henderson match. We'll be going in here very, very shortly. But I mean, talking about what Hopewell just did, I mean, the 4 minute and 13 second time bank. I mean, they added time. You don't see that very much here in 5v5 because, I mean, you know, the teams that, you know, that the fights are much more decisive and you get it recontest a lot faster. So, I mean, I wondered what the defensive capabilities of this Audrey Kell team is.
I mean, you only get a total of what, 9 minutes to attack, right? Because it's 4, 2.5. I'm doing caster math. This is a terrible idea. Oh no, 8 minutes. So actually it took them less than 4 minutes to full cap the map. We're off into the North Henderson versus Gaston early game. Billy and I are going to go to a break, but have fun and enjoy this round on Midtown.
Objective A captured. Escort the payload. Circuits engaged. Kiriko. Complete. Apagando las luces. Score 0-3. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle. Three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
날 이길 순 없을걸. 어림도 없지. Power barrier activated. 어림도 없지. My ultimate is charging. Diving in. Initiating defense matrix. Neutralizing projectile. Nerf this. Booting up.
10 seconds remaining.
Mobilizing. Nothing gets past me.
Victory. Play of the game.
Welcome back, folks. Wow, we are jumping right into the action for Arrey Kell versus Hopewell here. Seems like Arrey Kell have done a good job of bouncing back after that dominant loss to Hopewell on King's Row. Map 3 is going pretty well for them. It's about wrapped up too, Billy.
It really is. We are in here in Ducks, and yeah, Cabarrus is back on the Farah and getting it done, and Amp-Matrix on the point.
Yeah, I mean, Ant Matrix, Careless does fall to the barrage, or well, actually not even to the barrage, just pre-barrage there from Golden Eagle. But as soon as Golden Eagle goes down, that wraps it up. New Junk City, done and dusted. Let's see how this went. I mean, congrats to Arrey Kell. I believe that is their second map. They will be on match point now, but their job's not done. Job's not done until they get 3 and get themselves to the regional.
Yep, and it looks like Golden Eagle actually getting the POTG here from the May.
Man, Christmas starts earlier every year, right? Am I right? Am I right with those lights?
You're right. You're right.
Ha!
Right.
It's funny.
Not a bad play there. Getting a 3-piece, but
I mean,
just not
actually,
enough.
yeah, those icicles were nasty.
Yeah.
those were very good. Dang. Alrighty. I mean, that's good for Arrey Kell to see them bounce back after that. It's just been very one-sided maps in that series so far.
So, I mean, maybe map pick will be the determiner here for these two teams. We'll see actually how this is going to go down. But you know, we're still more play here in block number 2. We still have the 8 o'clock games. They may be waiting for us to go along.
Might turn into 8:30 games.
Maybe.
Look, we got a lot of good Overwatch to catch up with here. We're gonna find another game for you folks in just a minute. We'll be back in just a sec with plenty of Overwatch, so don't go anywhere.
Quirky gets run away and Shaken can't get on to contested time. It was looking so good for Reedsville until it wasn't.
Yeah, now this needs to... Oh my god!
What?
What?
That is the question. I mean, it's going to really be Mailbox versus a nullified takes down, well, 1. But there's the res getting the healer back up.
Ooh, what an earth shatter there. Kylo Ren. Oh, man. Right as I was thinking Olympic maybe had...
Small little room. No, Death Star. No easy fight for you. And the shatter is monstrous once again. But a good challenge charge from Soul denies Shaken from getting any follow-up. Death Blossom in the back is going to get 3. Better turn around because Quirky is there. Oh my, it's massive. This card's going in and this time bank. I love those little micro plays. Quirky Turtle uses the jump jets in just the right possible millisecond to avoid that rock. Destar finds first blood here in this fight. Valkyrie out from Reedsville to try to pull this thing back, but Quirky Turtle goes down! No, they were so close to the barrage, and that could have been just the ticket, but alas, Reedsville will not have it here. It's just a coalescence to try to survive through this fight, but they can't get the damage done to find any kills. I say that Lazy Turtle eventually will hunt down Curl the Cat. It took him a while, but 2 kills have gone back. Reedsville managed to get 2 in a 3v5, and now their own reinforcements are about to show up. Here's the Annihilation, manages to get past the Gravitic Flux, but the Mercy cannot. Flies to the skies with 1 health, and Shaken Turtle bails out Magic.
Oh no, but Turtle, right? Maybe just a little bit too slow to get out of the way, especially with the Ana. But 4 ultimates online. Earth Shatter comes up big.
Woo! Massive shatter.
Oh.
Absolutely monstrous. Love to see it. Oh my, I'm not sure anything puts a smile on my face more than just seeing a big slam. And that's what we just got there from Shaken.
With just 30 seconds left, too. I mean, you have to get something out of this EMP. It seems that Griffin Dragon is going to be the target of it. As Jams leaping around, hopefully giving the information over to Script. Script and Jams have to connect and coordinate on whatever the target is. If it's Griffin Dragon, if it's Teal Thief, doesn't matter. Translocate in, a lot of damage going through. The virus landing on Misty. Jactor falls, but is that really enough off the back of an EMP? Here comes the Captive Sun as well. Oh, the self-destruct will do it.
Newburn just not finding any stability whatsoever, and JP Nap just totally in control.
Newburn have one last chance at this thing, and they're already down both of their DPS. Jackburn comes off that same flank angle again, finds 3 immediately, gets hooked there and still doesn't want to wait for him out, or at least, yeah, just stands their ground, and Jackburn massacred.
Yeah, Newburn are back in the mix pretty quickly, so they'll still have a chance to do this. Oh, the stick! Oh, and Oki gets accidentally delivering it to Jams. Oh no, Newburn, they had a way back, but he can't quite make it through.
Coming through big. I mean, 1 and 2. Woo! All right. I mean, game on. I mean, look at this. I mean, that 3-minute something time bank was going to be brutal to overcome anyways. And Swag Check just absolutely lighting it up here on the Bastion. We saw it during their defensive game.
Welcome back, folks. Gotta make sure that we are all good and refreshed. We got plenty more Overwatch here, and I believe pretty soon we're gonna be hopping back into the Arrey Kell versus Hopewell. I want to see how that one rounds out. I mean, it's already looking like it's such a good game here, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, 2-1 up here for Arrey Kell. Hopewell trying to save their chances to go to LAN. They are facing match point. Now, the team that has picked the map so far has won. So if we hold true when we head into push, it should be Hopewell with the map pick. Maybe it will go in their favor.
Yeah, I'm excited for push because much like Flashpoint, we do have limited options on push right now. So it means only, one of 3 things. Either we get Esperanza, the map where, you're gonna play something with more vertical mobility, probably. We haven't seen a ton of Esperanza this week, though. It's most when we have gotten to push, it's mostly been Colosseo or even New Queen Street was what we saw yesterday. Colosseo is the name of the game here for this. Arrey Kell, one more map, and they'll head to regionals. Let's see if Hopewell can bring us to a map 5.
Yep, I mean, we'll see. I mean, right now it's the aerial battle, and they're absolutely cluing in on Cureless, who was the carry for that last game we saw. But the res does come out from Pure. Nice res to get him back into action.
Arrey Kell are going to be able to stay in the thick of things for now. I do think that Rothschild on this Diva is, I mean, especially here in the hallway, is going to struggle against Chicken Lord. It's so difficult unless Rothschild can find like a coordinated dive and get synchronize the damage with Cureless. It's hard for the Diva to get much done against an Orisa.
And the fact that you have, Mercy getting that res up, it's going to be a 5v3 and a half fight here with the Baby Diva. I mean, they do get the remix, so I mean, that is actually a win for them, but the progress is starting to go up for Hopewell, and we're starting to close in on some ultimates.
Hopewell should be temporarily content with the amount of progress they've gained. It's difficult to actually commit to this push out of the objective, right? Like your first fight in the hallway generally gets you to the exit, and then you kind of have to reset and go for a second fight in the hallway to actually win it, because pushing out into the high ground, into a lot of exposed area, you're basically gonna choke yourself. It's tough to do. So Hopewell, I think they overcommit a little bit there. It would have been prudent for them to sort of reset to the hallway and take a fight where they're strongest.
I think that we need to see Golden Eagle be a little less eager to go forward ahead of the Orisa, especially when the Javelin Spin is not available, or unless you see them connect with the Energy Javelin. So those are the two areas that I think I'm going to look for them to come out. That's a great shutdown.
Cureless losing the barrage and losing the Mercy on the back of it, so no res here. At least it's a trade of Mercies, but still 4v3 in favor of Hopewell as they look to push back. Now, even the overclock invested. Was that really necessary in a 4v... I mean, what ended up being a 4v2? I'm not certain it was, but at least Hopewell now have a chance to regain the lead.
I mean, you know, it's a 9-meter difference between the two. You've got Coalescence and the Valkyrie ready to go. Attack Visor can be damage boosted via that. The fact is that we see a role swap here. Chicken Lord actually was the DPS player earlier on, and now Crywmaster and he have swapped spots.
Yeah, I guess Chicken Lord just more comfortable on the Orisa, likely. Crywmaster was playing Soldier yesterday, so this isn't totally unfamiliar to Hopewell. Joe loses the Coalescence. Oh no, Hopewell. They invested so heavily. They invested 4 ults here, but they don't get anything. Not even one pick.
I mean, they do get progress. I mean, so that's, I mean, they almost tie it up. But I mean, now you're looking at, yeah, they don't get the lead. That's the big thing. They wanted to get the lead there. And now a Photon Barrier is going to deny a lot of damage coming in from Hopewell. And the self-destruct, I mean, like you said before, do you go for a kill with it, or do you just save it for a remake and continue the fight?
I mean, with Cureless having the attack and Salty Spittoon having the defense, I think you can keep the self-destruct in pocket. Of course, it's just going to lob it in. Doesn't get anything. So no remake now for Rothschild mid-fight. Thankfully, that Photon Barrier will make it difficult for Hopewell regardless. So even if they were to find Rothschild, getting onto him would be tricky. And Golden Eagle just has no chance with Cureless playing behind that Photon Barrier. More progress here for Arrey Kell, and even a pick on Chicken Lord. Make it 2, Joe. And Chicken Lord were not synchronized with the rest of the team. They were fighting Arrey Kell while everybody else from Hopewell was stuck behind the barrier.
I mean, it didn't have the combat roll as well. I mean, with the 75% damage reduction during the roll, just did not have anything up there. And now it's a damage boosted Cureless once again. They've got
Cureless
so much.
It's just lording over the spawn room right now. I mean, the checkpoint's been taken and everything. Hopewell, 5 minutes remain, and they need a way back in.
I mean, with the straightaway, if they can get the bot around to the straightaway, they can set up the Ant Matrix and really put the pressure onto Hopewell.
Chicken Lord, what's your angle of entry? Ooh, having popped the Javelin Spin really early, and all the while the bot's just pushing. There's a barrage. 1 for 1. Eventually, well, eventually it could have worked out, but instead Rothschild blows them all away. Hopewell completely sent packing, and we're over 100 meters. 100 meters, 110 specifically, is often the point of no return. Hopewell would need a Herculean effort to try and bring this map back.
I mean, they've got 3 ultimates to work with. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but yeah, that's a good pick. Now you got to camp the res.
Yeah, stop the res. A Deadeye here, as well as a Coalescence. That puts enough pressure on, so Arrey Kell are sent away. But, I mean, you use ults just to get out of spawn, and now you have to try and win probably 4 fights in a row to try and take the lead? That's tough.
I mean, a couple of late stackers on the pharmacy combo, so this will get them to the forward spawn, so it'll deny the forward spawns. Joe getting a little bit overzealous again. This has been a theme here for Hopewell, where Joe will go way far forward, and then it ends up getting staggered out.
Oh, Crywmaster, don't make the same mistake Joe did. That would be the beginning of the end here for Hopewell. They need to win at least this consecutive fight. Oh, Mercy already really low and already used the Suzu. Now the Kitsune Rush thrown in desperation, but Cureless will find Mercy regardless. That Tac Visor needs to come online now. Crime has it, but is there healing available? No. So you're not even going to pop it. You have to try and save it for next fight when it can maybe get value.
I mean, Joe, once it gets so low, Chicken Lord over onto the Zarya. So, I mean, you lose the staying power of an Orisa, and Cureless is going to start dominating the skies once again. Now you do have a little protection, though, for sending these DPS players forward. But, I mean, with them popping early, yeah, this has got to be huge.
Oh, defense matrix eats up most of it. Salty's platoon does go down, but a trade for one while you're using the tack visor hardly feels worth it for Hopewell, especially after the res comes through. Cureless going down, though. Well, while the res is happening, you don't have your pharmacy pocket. So Cureless does end up falling. Still pretty bloody here. I mean, Hopewell, they're fighting back. They're fighting tooth and nail, but it needs to be more decisive than this.
I mean, there's a lone Moira kind of stalking around here. I don't see where she went, but I mean, 2:43 on the clock. Yeah, they're actually over on the side, just being DPS Moira. You love to see it. And I mean, Crime Master over to the Sombra, so they're going to try and either hack the Pharah or, you know, deny the defense matrix.
Oh my word. Joe was so low, but managed to fade away there. But now, I mean, doesn't have it. Ooh, okay, just barely gets away, but the rest of his team not so lucky. That's 2 and a Mac taken by yet another unbelievable self-destruct. I think it's safe to say Rothschild is the best diva play that we've seen all week. I mean, a full cap is in the works here. Even a touch would be in desperation. Crime Master gets there, throws a virus in, but no, there's simply nothing that can be done. I mean, a disconnect is a little unfortunate for Arrey Kell. That makes it hard for me to believe that a full cap is going to come through, but maybe it will regardless. I mean, no one can deal with Cureless right now. And there it is.
Wow. Wow. Even with the disconnect, there with just mere meters to go, they still have Cureless in the skies, and it's Cureless. I mean, the self-destructs were evil, but I mean, Cureless really did maintain the space and just took so much advantage of them and really got the job done. There's a 3-piece coming from them. That was absolutely filthy, and that's what sealed the deal.
And I'm surprised that we didn't see Golden Eagle ever try to match the Pharah on that map. We're going to hop over into another one of our games here, folks. We still got plenty more Overwatch. We can't waste time. We got Flashpoint, we got Push, we got everything you could possibly want.
I mean, this is North Henderson versus Gaston early college. So, I mean, we've got a fight on our hands. We're at market here in Surasa, and it looks like it's going to be, I believe, North Henderson taking this first point. And now we see a swap over. I say a swap over, but we've got a Reinhardt going up against the Diva. Diva should win this 9 times out of 10.
Gaston has been struggling to hang out with North Henderson in this matchup. It's already 2-0 for North Henderson. I mean, you guys saw how dominant they were on Midtown, a blazing full cap into, I believe, almost a full hold, if I'm remembering correctly. So now they really need something to go their way, but with Chief Warlock immediately antied, pitting onto the objective, and just getting absolutely rolled. And it doesn't look like much is going their way for now. Wow, the Nano Blade even being committed. 4 ults? Did we need 4 ults, North Henderson? I think you already had the point.
I mean, they just decided to go ahead and engage and just take their fight win. Yeah, I mean, the staggers will come through. You've got Big Lin there in front of you as well to absorb some damage, so Thule will get out of there, fortunately. With their life, I mean, Big Lin will lose the mech.
Big L in chat, indeed, for a mech loss. Oh, my. North Henderson still hanging on to this for the moment. Actually, even though they used 4 ults, they still have a Kitsune Rush. So, Earth Shatter! I don't think... Oh, no, that did get the supports. Okay, good. But the follow-up's difficult. They're pretty far back, and some nice CC as well. Yeah, no. North Henderson, even after losing Big L in chat so early, they still hang on to the objective.
Yep, and they're right back into it. I mean, forces the ice block out of the May there, and this is going from bad to worse here for Gaston. Their tournament lives are on the line, and it looks like they're going to lose this second point.
Eruption Sands, no chance there. North Henderson setting a blaze. Hey, they're going to get us back on track time-wise.
Absolutely. I mean, this is exactly what North Henderson wants, and I mean, they're just not taking any chances here. Complete professional performance coming out from them.
North Henderson just one more objective, and they will have qualified for their regional. It seems like it's business as usual. This seems like North Henderson really ain't playing around. You know, some team, you know, we saw like Panther Creek when they were up some, they were like, ah ha ha, well, you know, off roll, you know, you know, we're here to have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. North Henderson are here for business. They're getting it all done.
They're getting it done.
They're wasting no time.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I like the fact that they are taking this so seriously. I mean, it shows a lot of respect for their opponent as well. They're, you know, they're not taking no for an answer, not taking any sass from this Gaston early college team. I mean, self-destruct out early.
Self-destruct. Not 100% certain that was necessary, but Big L in chat will at least get the remake out of it. So worthwhile for Gaston early. And here comes a blade. Any way to stop this blade? Oh, okay. Thule struggling to pick a target. Eventually doubles back to look for Eruption Sand, but that Echo is hard to pin down. Genji Shoes stopping in the middle of the team fight to beg Thule for their lives. But no mercy here.
No, I mean, yeah, literally no mercy here now. I mean, in Hurricane, you know, they put out the Tree of Life, got a really good amount of value out of it. But Cool Chicken actually landed a massive Bionade right at the base of the tree and completely devalued it. Massive work coming out from Cool Chicken on the Ana.
And now just one more chance for Gaston. Early college. They got to get to the objective first and foremost. Okay, somebody is back there contesting. It's Eruption Sand. Just narrowly triggers the overtime, but 4v5 is going to be a pretty tricky fight to win. Chief Warlock shut down immediately. And North Henderson, they have absolutely dominated and worked their way. I mean, a dominant group stage for them. They went 3-0, and now an even more dominant bracket match. They will qualify for the regional.
Exactly what they needed. Business-like, workman-like, if you will, and they just get it done. Even with the big L's in chat for Big Lynn chat. Seriously, I mean, such a good team here. Very interested to see how they do come land in January.
Let's see this shot. Come on. One more. One more. Ooh. I could hardly even see the pixel for Eruption Sand's head there. Nicely done. We do have, I believe, one more game that we're going to be hopping to for our second block. We got Arrey. Oh, no. That one's done, I think. I think Arrey Kell B just finished off. So there we go. Arrey Kell B and Geringer not actually going to. I think their match might have completed. I'm interested to see who might have won that one. I mean, we saw how good Arrey Kell A looked, Billy.
Yes, I mean, that is, you know, Geringer looked pretty good during the group stages, so that might have been a really fantastic match to kind of take a look in on. But we'll see where we're going to go. I think that we might throw it to a quick little break to figure out where we are going. Oh, I say that. Yeah, we'll throw it to a quick little break. We'll figure out where we're going next. Don't go away. We got the 8 o'clock block coming up here very shortly.
I don't know if we actually are going to a break yet. Welcome back, folks. We're hopping right into our third block. We got Central Cabarrus versus Providence B. We saw Providence A. They had a solid 3-0 start, and Providence B seemed to be doing pretty well off the rip here, too. They've already gotten the first round of control as we move into Night Market on Lijiang Tower.
Okay, we already have a cool name here, Fruit Loops. Absolutely happy to see that name. I think I called them yesterday during one of my drop-ins. During the action, I mean, and we saw Debonair absolutely owning with this Reinhardt. So the tank matchup is going to be extremely good here.
Exciting stuff. Love to see me some Rhine versus Ramatra, especially if the Rhine can keep up this time around. While Debonair does get that pick onto Darth Butter, which is another great name. Things are pretty bloody here. Velfate low. It's Shadows picking that up. Ooh, but struggling to survive against that railgun. What, is there any more left in the tank for Providence? No, I don't think so. But they got 26% out of that first fight.
We also have another chef in the game here, Chef Caesar. Hello. Okay, automatically I love this team, Cabarrus.
You guys got to exchange recipes.
Truth. I mean, Darth Butter might have some good recipes too. That's just a fantastic name. I love it. And Cookie Flirks. That's going to be another one. Lots of culinary terms going on in here.
Have you ever had just a fried stick of butter?
I have.
Man, it has no right to be as good as it is. Oh, that shatter. Oh, not half bad. Velfate falls, but Debonair, no, there's just too much. Overwhelming damage in the photon barrier, doing an excellent job of stopping Providence where they stand.
I mean, they also got out the Captive Sun there, so I mean, that's a huge investment coming in from Providence and nothing to show for it. As you can see there on the screen, Central Cabarrus came in 4-0 and won their group, so Providence has their work cut out, and they do get the first map, and now it's 50% counting for Central Cabarrus. They've got this Amp Matrix. This is going to make the approach so difficult.
Debonair with an interesting swap. Originally thought about the Orisa, but now instead with a Winston. Not really much to pair with this Winston on a dive in theory. Gonna be pretty tricky for Debonair. I mean, you really have to pick your engagements to make sure that you are getting maximum value. That bubble's pretty passive too, so not a good angle of entry currently for Providence. They're hoping for a weakness. They're hoping for an overstep by Central Cabarrus, but with the Annihilation up, yeah, I mean, there's that second rotation of bubble, but Debonair doesn't get much space out of it. Just gets absolutely annihilated even without the Annihilation.
Oh, there's a 3K.
Whoa, okay. I literally looked away to check our producer chat for 1 second. Death Blossom. What? Okay, sure. I guess that works.
Yeah, I mean, they paired it with the Photon Barrier and the Valkyrie, so I mean, lots of staying power, lots of damage mitigation, just perfectly timed. But I mean, Debonair going to their own Ramatra, so I mean, it buys them time, I guess, to make the swap, and they'll be ahead in the Annihilation charge. But you're still running into this Darth Butter Amp Matrix. I mean, they've really had some great trigger discipline on the ultimates. Now they just need to maintain. Pylon placement is going to be so important here for this Ilios.
And now we have a mirror matchup in the tanks too. Central Cabarrus back on the entry here. They do have quite a few ults. Ooh, Velvet taking a lot of damage early. Is there going to be a way in? There's the first Nemesis form, but Debonair getting a much better use out of that, and even just soaking up the swings from Velfate. At least the res comes back, and Central Cabarrus now with a Photon Barrier and an Amp Matrix going to try and get their way onto the objective. They need to find an angle. They get Cookie Fleur. Can they keep this going? Yeah, I think they can. 93% already for them, too. That makes it pretty likely that we go to a third round of Lijiang.
I mean, the Photon Barrier is what really settles the fight for them because it just mitigates all that damage coming in from Providence. Now, can you get the touch? I mean, crazy Hondro here with the Captive Sun, but they don't even get a chance to put it out. That is absolutely devastating here for Providence. And it looks like, third map, this is what we want. We want these to be close. We want these to be competitive. And I think we're getting it right out the gate here in our last group of games. Chef Caesar showing some serious skills on the Mercy. And, well, we don't see the Pharah coming out here. Pharah works so well here, and Debonair absolutely wants to play the Winston here.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be much easier for the Winston just because of the geometry of the map. There's a lot more open space. There's a lot more angles for Debonair to engage from, so you don't have to worry about just sort of face checking into a small choke point. Velfate onto the Orisa. No, onto the Sigma too. I mean, honestly, either one of those is going to work for me. I think both of those are good for Central Cabarrus' composition. I'm a little bit worried about this Sojourn finding value for Central Cabarrus. Actually, for its shadows too. But, oh, okay, well, one of them finds value immediately. Takes the other one down, and with Debonair falling. Okay, I shouldn't have spoken. I'm sorry, Adarinex. Adarinex? Yeah.
I mean,
Doing good. That's the point.
Yeah, gets a 3K, and I mean, absolutely cleans up this fight. So I mean, when you're looking now, Debonair once again trying to mirror what we're seeing coming out from Central Cabarrus and Velfate getting it done. Fruit Loops is going to put a lot of pressure onto this Sigma, though, having swapped to Sebastian.
But the Sigma is the optimal tank to sort of absorb Bastion as well. You get the kinetic grasp going. Debonair mirroring as well. I like that decision. Nice block, too, on the accretion. Debonair has a way forward now, but gets his own accretion blocked, so not much of an advantage to be seen. There's that overhealth you see for Velfate as he soaked up a lot from Fruit Loops, and then Adernex already with an overclock, shutting down to Providence. They have no way in right now. Even with this res, I think they just have to wait.
I mean, the kinetic grasp does come out, so I mean, Fruit Loops should be able to put the wheels down and get a lot of work done.
Debonair so low. The Valkyrie being popped to get a little bit of extra healing, but still got to be careful on the approach here, Providence. Barrier is destroyed, so Velfate can't stay here too long. Cookie Fluid, where were you? Got the pick on, just dove into the back line to get that pick, but it just gets rezzed up by the chef. Now Gravitic Flux out too. I mean, there's nothing Providence can do here now.
I mean, that is a perfect fight there for Central Cabarrus. I mean, we're 65%, so I mean, we're rapidly approaching final fight territory. And I mean, Crazy Hondro, I like the Iyari better than what we're seeing out of this Life Weaver. Just not enough sustain here for this Providence squad. I mean, you're going up against a Mercy and a Baptiste. Oh man, so much ability to stay in these fights.
Central Cabarrus already up to 85%, well on their way to a first map win. Providence no longer trying to force their way over the bridge and beat their head into that wall. Instead, going through White Room. Nice, just walking through the photon barrier, too. Soaking up the damage and chucking in the ults. Oh, man, I mean, 3 ults used is a little bit tough for the long game, but at least it keeps Providence on Lijiang Tower.
It does. I mean, you hold the Flux, too. So, I mean, that's at least that. You know, they started off with the artillery strike, taking down Adarinex on that Sojourn. That was a lot of damage that they mitigated right out the rip. And then they did, I think they did an overinvest, but you know what? Make sure that you secure the point. I don't have any problem with that. But I mean, Adarinex is going to have another overclock ready to go.
You saw what the first one did. Providence, they really need this Gravitic Flux. Not just to find several players, but to get a lot of value too. They need a combo with Fruit Loops or its shadows to ensure eliminations. Velfate pretty low. Does have to be a little bit careful. There's the Gravitic Flux we've been looking for, but no, an Immortality Field denies a lot of that value we were hoping for Providence. Now, I mean, Central Cabarrus, it feels like they have a pretty good way in. If they can, man, teams need to stop trying to force this bridge. The bridge doesn't happen, guys. There's too much natural cover for the team that has control. White Room is a much more viable angle. We saw how successful it was for Providence. Now with the overclock out, I mean, Central Cabarrus, they have the ults to potentially force this. Finally, they'll get through and move their way on to a map 1 win, more than likely.
I mean, it's the Adarinex again, once again with a 3K coming through. I mean, that Matrix was everything. They got it right to the edge of the bridge. Bye-bye, poor Cookie. Sayonara, see you later. It's done, and that'll be first map going to Central Cabarrus, getting it done, and that's exactly what they needed coming out the gate.
Great stuff for Central Cabarrus. That 4-0 streak is looking to turn into 5-0 already. And I'm never down Adarinex' Sojourn ever again. That's to be sure. I mean, this is that overclock at the very end of the map. Really well done. And even shuts down the soldier at the very end of that. Its shadows falling. Beautiful stuff for a solid start there.
Yep, I mean, this 8 o'clock hour, this is the last 3 teams that are going to qualify into the LAN in January. So we will get a chance to see, each one of these teams. We're going to also be able to look in on Reedsville versus Green Hope. The second place finisher from Group A up against Reedsville A. They were absolutely disgusting when I looked at them yesterday. So we've got a disconnection coming through on one of the gamers the game that we were going to, which was going to be Sun Valley B versus Concord. So I did not get a chance to see Concord, but Sun Valley B did show up on our stream yesterday. The tank play was something that I was really keyed in on because they absolutely did not take no for an answer. It was like WM1 all the way. It was between a Narissa and a Sigma that I saw yesterday. And just the supports just kept the tank alive so much. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Sun Valley B actually performs here going into this next game.
Yeah, and I think we saw Concord a little bit earlier this week. I believe we saw them day one, Billy, and they looked pretty scary. So that sounds like a very exciting match for sure. I think we're actually going to be going into the Reedsville versus Green Hope, which is our quote unquote marquee matchup for our 8 o'clock hour. I mean, we're hopping all over the place. We're getting you guys as much good Overwatch as we can. So I'm excited for that one soon.
I'm looking for, what's really awesome getting a chance to look at all these gamers is that, they could put this out on their reels when they're trying to get recruited, when they're trying to find a college to go to. Overwatch Collegiate just wrapped up last weekend. One of these gamers could be on those broadcasts coming up in the future.
Hopefully. We're going to go to a quick break, folks, but when we come back, plenty more Overwatch. We're not done for the day by any stretch of the imagination. We'll see you in a sec. Welcome back, folks. We got that Reedsville versus Green Hope game for you all fine folks. Wow, already seems like a very dominant defense from, I believe that's, yeah, Green Hope over in the blue. Wow, they are annihilating. Only a minute left for Reedsville.
I mean, this is actually crazy coming in from Green Hope. I mean, they're going to have the Graviton Surge almost ready to go. Kanji, what you do, well, what you need to do here is get a Annihilation fight win here, but you're running into Ant Matrix and the Sound Barrier and Oblivion's Graviton Surge. Have fun.
Whoa, the grab, I think it whiffed. Uh-oh, now the Annihilation's out. Sound Barrier does absorb some of the damage from that, and the Annihilation actually whittles away as Kanji can't keep his steps up. All right, now trying to pull out a second round in Nemesis form. A lot of good damage, but just no final blows. Finally, Josh getting involved and getting under the kill feed, but it's too little, and it is too late. 16 seconds remaining. It'll be a desperate scramble to even touch.
I mean, Kanji over to the Wrecking Ball, so I mean, there will be some staying power on the point, especially if they can hold their adaptive shields until they're around enough people to get that up to like the, you know, the 600, 700, 800 mark. But I mean, no, with Kanji actually back onto the Sigma. Oh, no.
No, they can't get to the objective. Uh-oh. Oopsie.
Why not go with the ball?
I mean, so in terms of like broad, like concepts, right? I think like the Sigma into the Zarya is a great matchup. That's what we've seen a lot of pro teams use to counteract Zarya when Zarya got all of those buffs, right? We ended up on a Sigma meta because the Sigma shuts down the Zarya so intensely and deals with a lot of other really strong compositions currently. But we do have superseding concepts as well. And while that might be the ideal like meta swap in theory, you did need to touch the objective.
Yeah, I think needs wants there.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I mean, Reedsville. I mean, they were dominant yesterday when I had a chance to look in on them. Green Hope. The only loss that they had was to Panther Creek, and we know who was on Panther Creek. That's Doomfisted.
Well,
so I mean.
And Green Hope yesterday were second to none, Billy. LaFawn and I got to see this. Oblivion Zarya is disgusting, turns out. We didn't get to see Oblivion Zarya that much in the Panther Creek game, but yesterday it was dominating.
Okay, well, I'm here for it. I will feast my eyes on some delicious Zarya play, because I do love a good Zarya. Shades of Hanbin. I love Hanbin Zarya. I still do. I will always love Hanbin Zarya. But
of course.
I mean, look at what they're going. I mean, they're going to try and get Floor around, get them into position, and really just start pouring the damage in.
And it's exactly how they operated yesterday, Green Hope. Plor and Oblivion were the two that always went together, although Plor already falling. It's not the ideal start for Green Hope here. Reedsville, that's got to feel good. They got to get the extreme, I mean, they got to get the equally full hold. Not quite a fuller hold, but the equally full hold, I suppose.
Is that like Full House and Fuller House? I mean, yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen an episode of either of those shows.
Oh, God. Okay, just dated myself again. I'm just doing it to myself now at this point.
We'll find mutual ground in pop culture one day, Billy. But for now, we got to keep an eye on Plor. He's got the the configuration assault, and this map feels over already. Green Hope, they won map 1 quick it seems, and map 2 is no more difficult for them.
I mean, that is as fast as you like. I mean, the 4-minute full hold, and then 2 fights to win, and that's it. And it just came in on the back of that rotation coming in from the Symmetra and the Bastion.
I don't know. I think you could have won it in 1 fight. That would have been the. I mean, no, 2 fights. Is no, yeah. I mean, you can hardly ask for more than that.
That is just beautiful. That's just beautiful.
Look at this guy. Just 100 charge the entire time. Never really struggling, even so much as slightly. We're going back into the Providence game. That's an Earth Shatter. All right, Debonair starting to cook.
I mean, they should theoretically get this point into the
overclock. Oh my word, bro! Debonair is bullying him. Literally, the overclock was popped, and Debonair just walks him into a wall, and then literally walks him into a wall. Unbelievable. Now just swinging away, hammering at the back line. Debonair does need some assistance, and I mean, both supports are down here, so I actually don't think that this is going to be the cap just yet.
Nope, I mean, I was wrong. I'm sorry I was wrong. The support is there for Velfate, and 2:45 on the clock. I mean, they invest that Shatter, but it almost has it back again. Debonair getting a lot of work done. They're going to have the artillery strike, and really, you know, they got the immortality barrier, but they invested a lot just to stay where they're at.
Still a long time to hold here. That's unlucky. Oh, that's more unlucky. Now no supports. I mean, Darren X does a good job up here on the high ground. Actually, you know, trying to put in the damage, but just one pick, and yeah, I mean, the Fade gets Cookie Fleur away, and the end is inevitable. I mean, that's an Shatter for us. Oh, my mercy. That's just a little rude there, Debonair.
I'm here for it. I mean, playing Ryan primarily, I appreciate it. I appreciate a good solo Shatter. 203 is our time bank. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now we'll see what Central Cabarrus is going to be able to do here on their attack phase. We'll take a look at what Providence will bring out defensively. We did see the Reinhardt come out, you know, kind of holding court along the payload's route. Cookie Fleur, they were playing the Mercy there on Lijiang Tower, but bringing out the Moira here, having a lot more escapability, a lot more viability.
It's good. I mean, it's good against, you know, specifically, I think, a Darren X, right? Who really has just been looking for those picks on the squishies. So, you know, I'd maybe prefer something like a Kiriko or a Baptiste, something a little bit more traditional, but the Moira's not a bad option by any stretch of the imagination.
Ah, nice little tech there to get through the tunnel. I've tried
clean
perfecting
slide.
that. Yeah, I can't do that. I usually hit right at the last little corner there, but you know what? They're
like
better
50,
than me.
50.
Yeah.
Up. Come on, you can do it. Yeah.
Yay!
I mean, I don't know why you would want to be up here as a Reinhardt, but
I mean, early
it's
shot.
fun, I guess.
Early shot into the window? No, I mean, the fact that they have the Iyadi out here means that they're going to have a lot of sustain here with that pylon. I mean, you know, you can basically let your shield drop, get your fire strikes, then move back.
Debonair, this is a pretty textbook angle too, right? Hugging this early wall. You have to be careful. The shield, I mean, the pressure from Kono is going to be extreme when that assault configuration is up, but weathers the first rotation of that pretty well. Oh. Now the question is for Central Cabarrus. How are they going to get in here? Will they just apply pressure to Debonair, or will they try and get around Debonair and into the backline? It seems like Debonair... Oh, lost the shield. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Nope. Can't get it back up in time. There's just not enough to it. Yeah, that's one of the tricky things about running the Reinhardt right now. Unless you get super aggressive and roll over the Sigma, eventually you just get whittled down.
Yep, and I mean, this is what a sleep. They're on the back end.
Really
easy
nice.
Dubs. Yeah, the crazy Hondro going to go down. I mean, the supports, obviously all this damage that's been coming in, they almost have their ultimates online, but I mean, for the hold for them, what?
That's tough.
That shot was dirty.
That is a very tough stagger for Providence. I mean, Debonair, you just got to leave. I'm going to be honest with you, buddy. You just should be leaving. There's not much of a chance for this 4v5. Cookie Fleur, what are you doing over there? What? Providence, it's okay. You can give up some space, but now they're going to be forced back by the overclock.
I love it. I love it. I mean, the fact that they actually forced the overclock gives it a little bit more staying power here. It just depends on if they're going to be able to get up to the bookstore and be able to hold there. I don't think they're going to be able to. This is great positioning coming out of Velfate.
Yeah, Central Cabarrus, they know that they can take all the space in the universe right now. Providence are still waiting on a couple of respawns, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe about now, finally, Fruit Loops will be getting back. That Shatter is available, but first lifted up into the air. A ton of damage thrown through, and Fruit Loops once again falls quite early. The shield still being kept up. Oh, not quite denied is the Earth Shatter. And a chance now for Providence to swing things back. Kono doesn't really want a close range fight against the Reinhardt, but will pull out the assault configuration to at least delay the pin and the death. 4 minutes still remaining for Central Cabarrus.
And yeah, the payload is not moving, so I mean, that's the good news. But Terranex, once again, just getting it done with the Sojourn, so darn accurate.
Yeah, I mean, this is phenomenal stuff, but Darenex does fall for the sake of the res onto Kono. I mean, Kono is a little bit more of a consistent threat onto Debonair, but it's still tricky to get in right now. Nice dynamite, too, over the top there by its shadows. Here comes an artillery strike. Oh, wow. Actually picks up Velfate. I thought Velfate was going to be able to block. I'm pretty sure as the Sigma, you can use the kinetic grasp and just look straight up as well to absorb that. Nano onto the overclock. Darenex has basically no health, though, and a nade lobbed in. Denies both those ultimates value.
I mean, fantastic workout for them. I mean, look at this. Just holding the perfect corner here is Debonair. They're going to have a shatter with one more fire strike and a couple swings. This should be pretty easy. The Mercy's actually trapped on the side. The Guardian Angel needs to get him out of trouble.
First shatter teed up again here for Debonair. Just have to find the timing around Velfate's shields going up and down. Kono falls. Earth Shatter, he's thinking about it. You can tell Debonair wants it. Lays down both supports, picks up one with the help of the Captive Sun. And Providence are holding strong.
Yep, they've whittled about 2.5 minutes off this time bank now. And I mean, you're coming up on another artillery strike for Providence. You've got, Bob will be able to hold space here for Providence. The Coalescence is going to keep Debonair nice and healthy. The big problem is that, with this artillery strike coming up for Central Cabarrus, I mean, you don't have anything to really defend against. I mean, I guess you can throw the Reinhardt shield up and let it land on the shield, but then you're left completely defenseless against Velfate moving in.
Its shadows going down is rough, too. That Bob was going to be a critical 6th player for this fight. Providence now, I mean, do you use the Coalescence early, or do you just accept this fight as lost? There's that Coalescence. Velfate now has to be a bit careful, but Fruit Loop's gone, and Gravitic Flux teeing up Debonair. There's no chance for him. An expensive fight for Central Cabarrus, but a well-needed one as they will get this second point.
Well, now you hold Bob for second corner. Here, if you're Providence, you've got a lot of staying power. I mean, the time bank is going to be, about what, 3:30 as they enter into the Foundry. I believe that's going to be the time, about 3 minutes. I was looking at the other time bank. So, I mean, 2:50 to get around 2 corners. So they're going to have the lead. Should Central Cabarrus take all 3 points here, but you've got Bob, you've got the artillery strike. I mean, Debonair is swinging for the fences, so you're definitely looking for that.
And there's that nano overclock again. Central Cabarrus not wasting any time. Only the photon. Okay, no, there we go. I was gonna say only the pylon falling would be tragic for that ult combo, but nah, Fruit Loops falls as well, and that was one of the most critical members of Providence's comp. Now they're falling to pieces, trying to retreat into their spawn desperately. But Central Cabarrus are not giving them any room to play. And we actually get extra innings on King's Row, it seems.
I mean, Darenex has absolutely turned this fight into their playground. I mean, 260... Wait.
How are we living this long? Okay, finally the pylon goes down. And is that going to be it? Okay, that's going to be it. The ante coming through, too. I got a little bit nervous when I saw, the pylon and Crazy Jandro was, jumping around and Debonair was back. But no, Central Cabarrus still convert and push us to more rounds. Just about 12 seconds behind Providence, too. A very close map so far.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I mean, there's going to be time for ult rotations as well. So, yeah, 12 seconds is the difference between the two teams. We'll see Central Cabarrus come out on the attack first. And, yeah, there will be time for some rotations. There will be time for some decent strategy. The 2-minute warning is kind of that threshold where you think, can I get an ultimate up? Can I actually not have to throw myself like a plate of spaghetti at the point? And the answer is no, you don't have to. You actually have plenty of time here to play. So Debonair is going to echo the Sigma that we saw from Velfate. I don't hate it, especially going up against Kona, like you mentioned earlier. Being able to use that kinetic grass to get the overhealth going on, that's the big difference. I really want to see Crazy Handra, though. I want to see them really lean into this EI and give themselves, that third DPS option.
Yeah, Crazy Andro needs to come up big. I mean, we saw a couple Captive Suns so far that went pretty well. But Providence, I think they're going to need just a little bit more. The defensive first went really poorly for Providence, too. I mean, they whittled a lot of time on the rest of the map, right? But really, it was one fight and done here for Central Cabarrus. Let's see if they can have that same sort of luck. Debonair on the Sigma. A little bit more difficult to dislodge. Ooh. And it's Shadows getting one over on Darenex. I mean, that does get the res out at the very least here.
It's all about the bastions, though. It's all about who can get up. Watching for that connected grass. That's a big rock.
But no follow-up there. Velfate safely around the corner. Another pick on a Darenex. I mean, Providence have really figured out who they don't want to give any space to. An Anti just forcing the kinetic grasp, and Central Cabarrus only got a minute left. They've spent the first 40 seconds or so struggling to get a Darenex in the game.
Now's the go sign here for Fruit Loops. Oh, he gets taken out by Darenex.
Finally, some revenge. A Darenex doing a great job there, and with the pylon falling, and an Anti on Debonair. Not even the Immortality Field's going to be enough to keep this tank up, although I say that. Pockets from both healers? No, okay, Debonair does fall. And Central Cabarrus takes a little bit longer this time, but they will end up getting this first point once again.
I mean, these staggers are going to be absolutely brutal, too. I mean, this is not what you wanted to see here. Now, you know, we're heading into overtime very closely. I mean, they got the 24 seconds, but look at a Darenex just pushing up to Bookstore, saying, I'm going to claim this space as my own.
Oh, Darenex and Kono falling, though. There's only 10 seconds remaining. Wait, this is still a very winnable situation here for Providence. If they can push all the way forward and stop this right now, they could get something done. Even this choke point is winnable. The respawn's much closer, though, for Central Cabarrus. You can't overstay your welcome here as Providence. Oh, and the artillery strike gets rid of Fruit Loops. Things falling apart. Providence, they had an opportunity, but they didn't have the players they needed to make this happen. Now attack visor out in desperation, but it just goes straight into a shield, straight into a nano. Gravitic Flux now being invested by both sides, but it's Debonair who falls.
Oh, man, and the follow-up from Darenex is huge. Oh, my God, the forward push here coming from Central Cabarrus. Dueling Fluxes, Velfate stands alone, and they're going to get at least to around the second corner here. We're going to see its Shadow swapping over to... Yeah, this is absolutely massive. We're going to see its Shadow swapping over to the Reaper here. Fruit Loops does have this artillery strike ready to go.
I like the idea of a Reaper, but it's going to be difficult to execute. You've got to get to the objective perfectly safely and save everything else for later. There's the artillery strike through, but Fruit Loops not finding much of anything. Does force the kinetic grasp out, though, so this Ant Matrix is very deadly all of a sudden. Kono finds that out the hard way, and here comes Debonair and the rest of Providence. It seems they will be able to stop this shy of second, but still a phenomenal push here for Central Cabarrus. I like the attempt there, Chef Caesar. I mean, if you get that res, it's insane, and you maybe flip this back on its head, but no. Still, great push for Central Cabarrus. Providence now have a tall task ahead of them.
I mean, let's give a little bit of a shout out here as well to the back line of Central Cabarrus. I mean, we're seeing these antis come in from Darth Butter that were just filthy, forcing Debonair back and having to use cooldowns of that kit. I mean, the Sigma kit, if you can manage to rotate your cooldowns effectively, you're never without an option. And the fact that, you know, the antis drop just below the shield and hit him in the toes and you know, goes anti and then, you know, he tries to throw the shield up and then the shield gets blown up, then the sleep dart comes in. I mean, Darth Butter is playing mind games with Debonair right now.
Providence now, that extra 2 minutes on their time bank, the extra measly 12 seconds they had doesn't really amount to much. A 2-minute push, you can't get to the end of second that quickly, so overtime will be necessary here for Providence. That gives Central Cabarrus a huge in, too, because if they feel like they need to, they can just, like, save ults for an overtime fight, potentially, if they get, like, a decent starting hold on point A.
Well, I mean, they've got a lot of options here. They know there was a Widow up there as well. Trying for a cheeky early first pick. Don't think they're going to get it. But you know what? I mean, the damage is actually starting to come in on Felix. Felix going to have to be very careful here.
Yeah, Velfate just taking a couple shots across the bow there. It gives some percentage over to the healers, Chef Caesar and Darth Butter, well on their way to their ultimates. Velfate right now just trying to pick apart Providence. Providence a little bit staggered on this entry. Yeah, there's openings to exploit. Kono finds a nice placement of the nade, and Cookie Fleurou falling makes this impossible for Providence unless they get some ridiculous pick.
I mean, the pylon going down too. I mean, that's all their healing gone. I mean, Ilios does not put out enough just with the healing beam to get them onto the point. So I mean, we're looking at a minute 13 now, and just so good coming out from Felate, just owning this front line.
Darth Butter's about to come up to the Nano as well, but with Kono down, Derenex low, Res actually does manage to come through. Will there be a punish? Derenex falling, and suddenly things not looking so good for Central Cabarrus. Velfate's the next one on the menu, but not a bad stall from Central Cabarrus. This is what we were sort of hoping for, or expecting from them, right? They lose first slowly. If they force ults in the next fight, then they'll get to overtime and have an advantage.
Exactly. I mean, I think this, if I'm looking at this the way I think that it could be going down, I don't think that the Nano goes on to the overclock. I think that you give it to Velfate because, I mean, there's no recharge time. You get that gravitic flux. We saw what happened the last time that we saw the 2 gravitic fluxes go out. Velfate was actually 20% behind, and because of the antis, because of the sleeps coming in from Darth Butter, actually forces the later flux, and I mean gets the full work done on it.
Central Cabarrus all ready to the overtime fight. Here come Providence throwing in the ults. The artillery strike is absorbed. A gravitic flux more difficult. That was the cancel! Perfect from Velfate! And now he throws in a flux of his own, picks up 2, and Central Cabarrus lob all their ults exactly as you should. That was a textbook overtime fight from Central Cabarrus. Couldn't ask for more than that. And now they're up to match point.
Paul, that was just exquisitely planned out. And it all starts with the precision of that accretion from Velfate. And I mean, absolutely give that gamer and play the game.
Absolutely. I mean, this was the ults that really opened up second and allowed for them to push forward Central Cabarrus to actually get a competitive time bank. And now, I mean, not just a competitive time bank, but they actually got a really solid push later on. They get a fantastic hold. They ration their ults exactly as they should. That is nothing short of perfect from Central Cabarrus. We do want to announce we have the next couple of winners. Actually, the other 2 winners for our Modern Warfare 3 giveaway. Thank you guys for participating in that. It's going to be Feral Void and King Ken. So make sure you look out for those DMs and our contact from VESL. They'll be getting in touch with you soon to get you your copy of Modern Warfare 3. We're going to go to a quick break here, folks, but when we come back, we're going to see if Central Cabarrus can finish off this series or if Providence B can mount a comeback. We'll see you soon. At least one more map is what we get here in our first week of VESL Overwatch, and then we'll see who moves on, who all of the teams are advancing to the regional competitions. Welcome back one more time. It's myself, Pulsable, and I'm here with Chef Billy. Central Cabarrus currently up 2-0 over Providence B, but we've already seen almost a reverse sweep today. Let's see if Providence B can actually pull one off.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We love a good comeback story, but the way that Central Cabarrus plays, it's so smart, it's so methodical, and Kono, once again, major damage dealer.
I mean, that's a good start. Debonair falling so quickly there. Providence, they have no way to stay in this fight. Ooh, but, I mean, Debonair falling does mean you get that quick swap. So, on over to the Arisa. I don't mind that. This will be a quick recontest, too, as long as no staggers come through.
We'll see. I mean, the Hyperspheres are just doing so much. I mean, Velfate, look at that. 70% already. Oh. So good.
And Fruit Loops getting caught out there. Too much damage to really contest. Debonair trying to hard force into the enemy front line, but falls to pieces. Providence couldn't really decide which direction they wanted to take. I mean, you saw its shadows on a flank. Crazy Yandra thought about joining them, but that left Debonair. I think a full reset's what Providence need, and a comp swap too.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, this is going from bad to worse here for Providence. You need to be confident in your decision of where you're going to go. And I mean, I like the Genji pick, but you know what? I don't like it going into the Symmetra. So, I mean, that's a big problem for them right now.
Oof, and Aderenax just keeping consistent.
Oh my God.
Never having a bad moment, much less a bad map. And I mean, Gravitic fly. First point's done. First point's done. We don't got to worry about the arena no more.
I mean, what we're going to see if Velfate can actually loop or lap is the word I was going for, Debonair in the ult charge, because he generated that flux so fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, part of the reason is because Debonair keeps swapping tanks.
No, I get that, but they give up the Tree of Life to go to a Mercy.
Yeah, it's odd too, because Crazy Yandro was actually playing the Mercy, but they want Cookie Fleru on it so that Crazy Yandro can get back on the Iliari. Meanwhile, Central Cabarrus, not only do they get the early pathing to this second point in Refinery, but they also have the ult bank. Providence in a tough spot here. I mean, I am terrified for when Aderenax pulls out this overclock. Just needs the right angle for it. I mean, there's the pin away. A backline theoretically vulnerable here. If Aderenax can spot one or two players, you bet he's gonna go for it. Already good for one. Make it two. Fruit Loops and Cookie Flu didn't know what hit them. 3. Can I see 4? Hey, can I get 4? Can I get a 4? Yeah, there's 4. Wait, 5? Ace?
Ace?
Hey, let's go. That's our fourth one this week on the A stream.
I love it. I love it. We did not. We only had one last night. I feel a little gypped. I think this is the stream for the aces. The aces for the A stream. So, I mean, you got a lot still in the banker, and that's the big one. Is the oh my God, the Amp Matrix and the pylon or the prototype barrier. That's disgusting.
It's an overwhelming advantage here. Providence just have to accept that these next couple, like this fight and the last one, have to be like eco fights essentially. They need to get Central Cabarrus to use some of these ultimates, and then hopefully come back on the third point, and look for more. Now the Dragon Blade's out, but no, hit with the accretion, I believe. It's Shadows not finding much value, even pocketed by the Valkyrie. Doesn't manage to get a pick. Central Cabarrus surviving everything Providence are throwing at them. Okay, finally, some damage coming through. A Captive Sun. If that can get procced, Velfate will be looking squishy. Down to 200 HP, but is there actually the follow-through? Providence finally. Yeah, the pin will assure it. And Providence managed to keep the second point from going over to Central Cabarrus.
But I mean, that's 3 ultimates into the fight. The Blade, the Captive Sun, and the Valkyrie had all been popped in that. And now, you know, you're running into this overclock. We know how deadly Aderenax is, and they're going to have the flux as well. There's a lot to deal with here. Fruit Loops is going to have to be the one that actually opens this up. They've got to get a huge overclock on their defense here.
Providence gave themselves some room to breathe, but the boot is still very much on the throat. Central Cabarrus don't want Providence to be feeling lightly. Oops, that wasn't where that was supposed to go. I mean, at least still catches Debonair, but Velfate taking way too much damage. Thankfully managed to survive with the Kinetic Grasp, and the rest of Central Cabarrus make up for a little bit of a mouse slip oopsie there on the Gravitic Flux. It all goes water under the bridge, essentially, on that Gravitic Flux, and a second point assured for Central Cabarrus.
I mean, this is inside the refinery here, and now it looks like they're going to be heading towards maybe the bomb flats. I'm not sure where we're going, but I mean, Ducks was not probably going to be the destination here for them. Good thing is that Fruit Loops does have this overclock on, but I mean, Velfate is just having so much of a good time here, just absorbing so much damage.
Oh, that's a nice shatter, but Debonair gives his life for it. Can't get around the corner. The res trying to come through, and oh my word, Cookie Fluru actually surviving there. A completely neutral stance. A stalemate on that shatter because of the pick onto Debonair. But now he's going for a pin. A lot of damage on Velfate, but no follow-up damage to be found. And Adaranex finding Crazy Yandero. Yeah. Providence. They tried so hard to make a play, but they couldn't quite make one that stuck.
I mean, they've got the point, though. They've got point percentage coming in their way. Oh, my gosh, the trade's coming out. Darth Vader getting bloodthirsty once again.
Yeah, and I mean, Central Cabarrus just have overwhelming force right now. It's a 4v2. Honestly, impressive that Fruit Loops and Color Fluru even get away. This could be a pretty quick recontest thanks to that.
I mean, really. I mean, you've got the Captive Sun, so we saw what happened to Velfate last time that came out, but my God, what a real shot.
Adaranex is filthy. Just unbelievable. And I'm getting flashbacks of Refinery already. The overclock is still up here for Central Cabarrus. Its Shadows has got... Okay, you don't even need the overclock. You don't need any of these 5 ults Central Cabarrus are holding on to. And with essentially one more fight on the map, Debonair getting late staggered here. Providence only have one chance to win a fight against 5 ults to keep their hopes alive.
I mean, it's going to have to come up to, you know, what can this Captive Sun get? And then its Shadow has to generate this Blossom in a hurry.
Central Cabarrus, you have to imagine just one of these 5 ults would be enough. Something will be the straw that breaks the camel's back here. Its Shadow's going in already. The Wraith form used. Hard to set up a Death Blossom that he doesn't even have yet in the overclock. Just gets it all done. A Captive Sun to light the day for Central Cabarrus 3-0, and they will move on to the regionals.
I mean, this is a scary team. I thought Reedsville was scary. I thought that we saw some other teams that were super scary. Adaranex might be the biggest marksman in this tournament.
I don't know what they got to see on the B stream earlier this week, but this is the first that you and I, at least, have seen of Central Cabarrus. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. Deadly tank in Velfate. Even deadlier Sojourn. Adaranex, just unbelievable. I'm terrified if I'm any of the others. I mean, but we also have so many other good teams. You know, you think of like West Craven, you think of Panther Creek. Green Hope had a really dominant 3-0 in their own game today. So much good Overwatch here in North Carolina. This is such a cool series. This is such a cool tournament. I'm really glad I got to enjoy this with you, Billy.
Same, my friend. Same, my friend. But you know what? We're going to get a chance to see everybody
let's
that
take
has
a look.
qualified for those January. Sun Valley, West Craven. Oh, it went away.
I think there's the tiniest bit of updating. I think it'll be back. It'll be back. But I mean, we saw a couple there. Sun Valley and West Craven. We're familiar with those two at the very least, Billy.
Yeah, I think that West Craven is one of those really scary teams as well. Here it is back again. Sun Valley, West Craven, Providence, North Carolina Cyber Academy. There's Panther Creek. There's the Doomfisted team. Palisades. I didn't get a chance to see them.
I don't think I did either, actually.
Both Arrey Kell. Yeah, both Arrey Kell's teams get in there. North Henderson, we saw them earlier. Both Sun Valley teams actually getting in. Green Hope Group A was a beast, and then actually both
3 Sun Valley teams.
3?
My oh my!
Oh my!
Wow, that is crazy. It's. I mean, it's impressive for like 2 of your teams, for your A team and your B team to qualify, but like Arrey Kell, right? Arrey Kell, that's extremely impressive for both A and B to qualify, especially both teams undefeated. But for 3 teams to qualify, Sun Valley, that's nuts. What are they doing over there? I want to get in on that program. They seem terrifying.
Yeah, same. I mean, of course, Central Cabarrus that we don't see up here right now. And then there's one more team that we don't have listed on here, but they will be updated later on. You can go look on the Twitter on X. To see.
No, we're calling it's Twitter.
It's Twitter.
Make sure, and all of this regional qualifier goodness will be happening in a couple of months. You can see on your screen right there, January 20th is when we're going to be tackling these regional qualifiers. That's when you'll get to see all of these phenomenal teams return to the stage and try to beat each other up and go to the statewide competition. I mean, even the regional qualifiers are going to be wild watching all of those teams square off. I can't imagine how competitive the state competition is going to be. Nothing but excellent Overwatch in our future, Billy.
I mean, and it's going to be in person too. That's the other thing, is that they're going to be able to point at each other, look at each other, and kind of talk smack over their monitors. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
I mean, we already had so much fun just in the match chat, right? A lot of these teams, going back and forth, having a good time. These guys are all very, very fun competitors. They know what a video game is for. It's to have a good time. And in the varsity esports and STEM league, it's not just about esports here. It's also about furthering that scientific education and getting these kids into colleges, potentially on Overwatch scholarships, potentially for something else, right? So, nothing but exciting stuff. I think that is going to be it, though. Thank you all so much for watching us. From myself and Chef Billy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you go over to Twitter. That's VESLGG, VESLGG. That's the account you want to follow to stay up to date for all the action. We'll see you folks for the regional qualifiers in January.